covered.
You asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an X-car and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with mag wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver cannot drive. Asking me what is wrong with Trinidad. You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an X-car and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with mag wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver cannot drive. Of the 33 chosen passengers, Ramnath, Pandey, Humphrey and Sudama, they wouldn't let the poor driver drive in peace. They distracting him and wouldn't cease. While he driving, they hitting him some big cloud. So he stopped the maxi and put them out. And to discuss their fate, they went to drink us straight by a club called 88. The driver called his feet.
Drive you good.
Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon to our friends, all the listeners. Good afternoon to the team, KB, Igwe, the Guru, Independent Talk for Sunday 9th April 2023. Grenada is my constituency. Real FM is my parliament. And we are the people's spokesperson. Persons. And we are blessed by the ancient of days. Now, Igwe. The caption for today's discussion, and good afternoon to the naysayers, the cynics, and the enemies, because I know they're listening. So the caption for today's discussion is nepotism. And the discussion is a big discussion, and where a word is not explained in law, you go to the dictionary for the meaning of the word. Nepotism, the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them jobs. And when we speak about nepotism, we must explain corruption. Corruption, dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power, typically involving bribery. So giving a job could be bribery. So they are cousins, nepotism and corruption. Now, employment should not be a commodity. Similar, education should not be a commodity. It should be free for all as embedded in the Constitution of this country. Listeners, do you get the feeling that the level of corruption is now institutional or instituted by this present government? Big positions have been given on the basis of how corrupt you are. And if you are an associate, if you are a relative or a friend, if you are anti-corruption, in the case of Tafawa Pay, you'll be reverted in rank and you'll lose your job in other cases. Favor is shown to those who are corrupt. The question is it the right way to go? With all that said, Igwe, there's a clip with the Honorable Prime Minister I need you to play. Because when we come here and we speak on issues, it's not about personality. We always like to give it in their words. So we don't want to be accused of saying a lie. And we challenge anybody when we come here. What we're saying, do the research. Do fact checking and check us. So give me that one, Igwe. You don't get it yet?
I'm just lining it up.
So line it up for me and then line up the one with Mr. Andal too, as you at it. Because I want to draw the parallel and the comparison. And there's some big questions we need to ask. Because we're talking about nepotism, which is the cause of corruption. You ready? Play it.
Will not move forward or prosper as a people with the sole basis for job selection, for promotion, for the award of contracts, is party loyalty or personal loyalty. If we continue with this approach, we will be doing ourselves and the several generations of Grenadians to come a huge disfavor. And so under my leadership, I intend to break that vicious cycle of nepotism.
And play Mr. Andal now because there's some questions I need to ask.
We have also appointed Mr. Orlando Romain as Special Envoy for the Creative Economy and Information Communication Technology. Mr. Romain will be based in Grenada. And another Special Envoy, this time for Development and Investment in the Prime Minister's Office, Ms. Andrea St. Bernard, who is an attorney by Replacing Mr. Brezan in Port of Spain will be Mr. Elwin McQuilkin, known primarily as one of the foremost regional Calypsonians, Black Wizard. So soon Mr. McQuilkin will be taking up his position in Port of Spain. To head our Toronto consulate, we have appointed Mr. Jerry Hopkin, and finally, our consulate in Dubai will be headed by Mr. Zia Rahman, a prominent businessman from Grenada.
So here goes. Nepotism is the practice of those who in power. The Prime Minister is in power. The NDC is in power. And they have influence. Here is the question now. Because just for clarity, go back and play the Prime Minister for me. Because the parallel I want to draw here is a deep one, and I want people to get it clear.
Will not move forward or prosper as a people if the sole basis for job selection, for promotion, for the award of contracts is party loyalty or personal loyalty. If we continue with this approach, we will be doing ourselves and the several generations of Grenadians to come a huge disfavor. And so under my leadership, I intend to break that vicious cycle of nepotism.
So here goes. The first question, Orlando Roman. Is he a friend? Is he a relative? Is he an associate of the Prime Minister? Because he is the PRO of the political party which the Prime Minister is the leader. And, well, among the, he's the envoy now, KB. But he's also an advisor for the creative economy with Lennox Andrew. He's the PRO for the NDC, in GIS, in DG4R project, and he's an envoy. And the Prime Minister said you break nepotism.
Cycle.
So what was the basis, or what is the basis of this man holding all these portfolios? And how much is he paid for each of these portfolios? Because we're talking about dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power, typically a bribe. So you see where we bring in corruption and nepotism side by side, KB?
Yeah.
It's not old talk.
No.
It's real talk. The Prime Minister and the NDC is in power. Yeah? They have influence. Is Mr. Romain a relative? Is he a friend? Is he an associate? Is he a colleague? So was those the criteria used to giving him all these portfolios, and there's payment attached to those portfolios, KB?
How much responsibility about for?
And dishonest and fraudulent conduct by those in power, typically involving a bribe. And a job could be a bribe.
Yeah.
The next one he mentioned is Mr. Black Wizard. We all know. What? Because he talk about basis. What is the basis of Mr. Elwin McQuilkin getting that?
Diplomatic post.
Is he a friend? Is he associate? Is he a relative? Was those the criteria used to give him? Mr. Jerry Hopkins. We all know about Mr. Jerry Hopkins. We know the role he played with the Congress, or still playing. Note here, I'm not talking about qualification, KB. Okay, it's not impersonal. But is he an associate of the Prime Minister and the powers that be? Is he a friend? Is he a colleague? Is he a member of the National Democratic Congress? Was that the basis used for him getting the position? Dr. Lane, is he a relative of a sitting minister in this government? Is he a friend of the Prime Minister? Is he an associate of the Prime Minister in the National Democratic Congress? Because you seen in the today, you seen in the mention of Derek Sylvester or $1 million, you seen that? Mm-hmm. So was that the basis used for him being an envoy? Mr. Rahman, I don't know the gentleman. I only heard of the gentleman, but also heard of other relatives of his being members of the executive of the National Democratic Congress. We also heard other members of his family on the airport board. But we know he's a brother in the Senate for business. I don't impugn nothing here, but I was saying it as it is. So is he a relative, KB? Is he a friend? Is he an associate of the Prime Minister in the National Democratic Congress? Was that the basis used or perceived that he'll be loyal to the National Democratic Congress? Because any loyalty here is to the Constitution of Grenada, KB, not to no man or organization. And the said Constitution does not recognize political parties.
No.
So would he be loyal to the country based on the Constitution or to a political party? And then we come to the star girl now. Miss N. Bernard. Says she had to get paid for working in CES. GDB, Charlie, but she had to get paid for that. Special envoy, she had to get paid for that. And she still is the treasurer of the National Democratic Congress.
A lot of pay.
How much is she being paid in CES? How much is she being paid in GDB? Will she be paid as an envoy? So is she a friend? Yes, we know that. Is she an associate? Well, the in law firm, to thing, I don't know. KB? So what was the basis? Or what is the basis, KB? And we can never forget, KB, hearing all of that, but they take 150 from poor people, children and poor people.
And they have more than...
And here how much, so they get paid for CES, GDB, I don't know about the envoy.
Yeah.
And Grand Lake. Young Grand Lake board too.
She on board and board.
What else do you keep? So here what going on? And right now, Grand Lake is set up for the sacrificial lamb because we see ministries move.
Yeah, man.
They're setting up Grand Lake to fatten it. You know when the prodigal son come back, the father say, go and take the fatted calf. Yeah. So they fattening the hospital and Grand Lake.
For the kill.
For the kill. But the question is, KB, is Miss St. Bernard a relative? Is she a friend? Is she an associate? And those are the questions that must be answered. And when you answer those questions, KB, it goes right up to the alley of nepotism.
Yeah, man.
And dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power involving a bribe. And putting somebody on a board could be a bribe. Putting persons in those positions could be a bribe. So these are the questions, KB. But what is vulgar? What is totally downright dirty, KB? The AG presently and others used to call people needy and greedy because they used to get a 420 for the Easter and maybe a 420 for the carnival
432.
and maybe a 420 for the Christmas.
Yes.
They call them needy and greedy. How much those names I mentioned,
What you getting?
Black Wizard, Jerry Hopkins, Mr. Rahman, Dr. Lynn, Orlando Romain, and Miss Senbonad, how much you paying them for the different things or the different portfolios
Position, the whole.
they holding. And then you realize
They don't greedy.
how vulgar
They don't greedy.
this present administration is and how mischief this administration is to the poor. Yes, the poor, because they don't like you to talk about poor now. Anytime you mention poor, they want to kill you. Nepotism is the practice among those in power or influence of favoring relatives, KB, favoring friends, favoring associates, especially by giving them jobs. KB, what's your response?
I'm embarrassed, flabbergasted, ashamed, and that is not breaking the cycle of nepotism.
It's only Prime Minister he say he breaking it.
That is giving
He bring it nepotism 2.0.
that is giving credence and legitimacy to this thing, and I don't understand how people with morals could just stand up and accept this thing. You know, this thing is embarrassing. But somehow, why you leave out the Ministry of Finance? I find you evade that one, Mr. Khan.
Well, the Ministry of Finance is one, my representative. Because I have to talk about it, but I want to talk on it by itself. Because it's setting up my representative. Because you see this fortnight pay and others, and you're hearing all this news about they want to join other organizations, including one in Africa. The same ambassador what they claim one time when Linda Stricker break the news and they say all kind of thing. You go see that man back in the play just now, you know. And when shit hit the fan, they go say Dennis smash everything up. And when shit hit the fan, they go say Dennis will leave us with the cow shit. Because when the Treasury was pregnant, KB, they didn't give Dennis, you know.
No.
When they running up and down and say that, they didn't give Dennis. Now we have negotiations with the public workers. KB. Jude Bartholomew say how the police and the prisons, they mess up the thing when they take 4% for 2023. The man go and do the same thing and go and sign in the night like it.
For teachers?
For teachers. You know. So he quarreled the police and the prisons Igwe for signing 4% for 2023. And he run and lead the rest of the union and now I'm going to take 445. You know.
Smart man.
And we have to go into that today, okay, because we must speak about the wage bill rule and the macroeconomic focus. And we must talk about Fiscal Responsibility Act and the 9% for GDP, because when we come here, we come deep and we come loaded.
Yeah, man.
You understand? So I didn't touch my representative yet
You leave it for the back.
for the Ministry of Finance
Yes.
with Yanni Bro.
Yeah.
Because not too long ago, by they beat up on Miss Pear as a minister and she husband in FIU.
Yeah, man.
Not too long ago, they beat up on Dr. Mitchell and his son or something in finance.
Yeah, man.
Not too long ago, you know,
Yeah.
in the recent past.
Yeah.
But now, it's good.
Yeah, man.
Because nepotism 2.0.
Yeah, man.
Yes, KB, let me just steal your thunder. Let me hear your rebut to the thing.
Mr. Call, first of all, listeners of Real FM, first Sunday, we get cut off the last, because due to electricity failure. And I know you all felt it. Many people expressed the disappointment that we are not able to hold this program for the last 2 Sundays. And we almost missed this Sunday again. Because when Master Carl called me and he said, KB, time. Let's make sure we make it on time. I went to the vehicle, turned, and went to realize no ignition, somebody's steal the battery from my vehicle. So we had to get friends to drop us so we can hold this program. But we are always making sacrifice. We continue to make sacrifice, and we not allow people to distract us or prevent us from communicating to our supporters and the people of this country. Now, the state of the economy is becoming a nightmare to the leaders of the Democratic Congress and also the people of this country. People continue to mourn. People continue to suffer. And a couple of days ago, I went to buy a lotto ticket in the afternoon. I went fairly early, and I saw nobody in line, nobody in the place. So I asked Miss Claret, what happened? The machine closed? And she said, KB, people hardly play lotto these days, No money. I said, the right. Food first. You understand? And you felt it in the society that people continue to mourn, people continue to cry out, the high cost of living, the high cost of utility, they cannot pay the bills, and there is no end at sight. Then we heard the news, the same freight charge they had removed. Now they put it back. I wonder what happened. Because they say, hey, things was so bad. They had to remove the freight charge. The charge on freight. Remove it. Things get worse, they put it back. I could understand why they remove it, because things was bad. But things get worse, they put it back. I could understand when they said, hey, the cap on petrol. They put the cap because things was bad. Things get worse, they take it out. You understand? Where they heading for? Where they heading? Where are they heading? As one shopkeeper tell me, KB boy, people stop make market. They shopping for breakfast. They come in and shop for lunch. They come in and shop for supper. They have to steer the money. And they stop ask, what is the price of sugar? What is the price of flour? They stop ask that. It don't make sense because every day it change. And the situation getting bleaker and bleaker. So that is the reason why the Prime Minister decided to leave, to pack up his bundle and go. Give somebody else. Anticipate a financial meltdown. Things gonna get worse. He don't want his image to be blemished. He always want to be the shining star. And he want to sail only in smooth waters. He ain't decide to sail in choppy waters. So what he did is to move out and hand over the Ministry of Finance to someone else. As he said, our friend in St. Patrick's is Mr. Cornwall. Give it to Mr. Cornwall. So if the thing crash, you cannot blame Honorable Deacon Mitchell. You have to blame Mr. Cornwall. Realize things getting so bad in this country. There is no circulation of money. You don't feel any money. Nothing's moving. So they decide, let's try something new. Let's try and pay every fortnight to see if this thing could stimulate the economy. But I realize, it's the same people getting paid. It's the same amount of people, increase in the number of people getting money. It's the same amount of people getting the same pay. You're just getting it every fortnight. So it will make much difference.
It don't make no difference.
No difference at all.
And if you don't wise, you might just spend all the money.
So I don't understand this
construction worker.
You can't go and experiment on this thing like that.
Where was the consultation? Who did you consult with?
All they're doing is to guess, experiment. You can experiment like that. That shows them have no real policy, strategy, how to stimulate the economy of this country. I speak to some my NDC friends, and they say they're glad Honorable Deacon Mitchell go in works, because now he can go and star in Livera, the big project the NNP initiate. He can go and star on the airport, the big project the NNP initiate.
St. David's.
He can go and star on those big hotels in St. David's. He can go and star in Simon in the cultural center. And he can go and wave his flag in Monkuma. You understand? Now he anticipating that $360 million Dr. Mitchell signed by Port Louis, and also the Mount Hatman project.
Because they say in Camp and Nicholson project on Lagon is there too.
So what is happening
flowers
now?
Planting, man.
Not one project NDC initiate that he will be starring. He will go and star on the project already in progress. You know, the NNP start. The Greater Grenville project, that is one earmarked to start very soon. You understand? So he feels stifled in the Ministry of Finance and anticipating that things will get worse in the Ministry of Finance. So he ran from it and take the easy way out in the Ministry of Works, so he can go there and star, because he don't want to take blame for nothing.
Leadership by avoidance, you call it.
And so on in the Ministry of Works. A couple of days ago, I went to the shop and was engaged in a conversation with my friend Terry and someone. And the guy came up, the van came up and he said, KB, you know that $300 my mother used to get under the NNP, you know, this they take it away from her. I said, why? I said, that's public assistance, you know, why did they take it away? He said, they came and interviewed my mom, Miss Janet Mitchell, and one of the questions they asked her, way she walking.
Well, how old is that woman?
This woman is 80 years. She walking with stick. They ask the lady where she walking. So she find that strange. She say, I'm walking with stick. I can just choke you asking me where I'm walking. Maybe that is the question they gave to ask. Find out if she a bathroom and toilet. Say, yes, she can't walk properly. So the children assist her in putting bathroom and toilet. Next thing, they take the woman name, Miss Janet Mitchell name, off the list. And I tell you, everybody, even Terry Healy, was upset. They feel that they should never weaponize that program. Because all people, you know, the poor and vulnerable, that get hurt. And what make her feel, they deliberately target her. She's a Mitchell. And she had 8 children, and they say all the 8 children is NNP. So she feels they sing out, you know, for attack. And they deliberately remove her name. She's been getting it for years. Years. And in this difficult time, she's about 80 years working with stick. You take out her name off the list, putting more burden on the poor and vulnerable. I wonder how far they will go with it. You understand? These people have no feeling for the poor people in this country. And we ask you, before you vote, we ask you, be careful. Look at the NNP policy. Look at the NDC policy and ask yourself, who will seek your interests? Who will seek your interests? Those people make the head hard. They know. They understand the track record of the NDC. They had experience at them before. But they still decide to give NDC a chance. No, they regret. Everybody crying. Go in Grenville and you sit by some businessman and say, KB boy, it's real bad. Some people selling chicken, they say half of the chicken going back in the freezer. Nothing moving. They don't understand. What they don't understand, when you have your road work, when you have your concrete work, when you have other sector employing people, it generates income. The multiplying effect. You understand? The government get tax. The business people make. The bus drivers make. The vendors make. Everybody. In America, they just pump money in the society. They could print money. But we create employment. And then we create employment to generate, to help spin the economy. But no, as Master Carl say, only the friends they're looking for. Only the friends. So that is why the pain the people feeling is not every month they feeling that pain, you know. It's every day. Some people feel the pain every month when they go and pay the utility bills. But the poor man feel that pain every day because he have to eat every day. He have to, most time, have to travel every day. They have to send their children to school every day. So the pain is being felt every day. And I said to someone, the NNP, you could say what you want to them. But this NDC, like they don't care. They have no feeling. They only concerned about the plan. As you criticize them, they want to turn jackal on you. They want to turn, because the people is feeling real pressure out there. I wonder how long they could take it for. How long? You notice a lot of holding up these days. A lot of robbery these days. People missing the animals. Things we don't expect to hear in different community. You hearing it. People forced to do things they're not accustomed doing. The economy is that bad. And the Prime Minister sense it. You want to take blame, you abandon it and you go in Ministry of Works. He leave it to Mr. Dennis Cornwall. So when the economy crash, Mr. Cornwall will take all the blame.
So yes, KB, the reality is cost of living is holding people by the eyeball.
It's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad.
So give me the clip, Igwe.
An NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be given permanent status.
Yes, sir.
An NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be given permanent status.
KB, that the man they put in finance. The man went on a political platform and spoke on truth to the Ghanaian public. He was manifestly certified false what he say. Because the government now 9 months going on 10 months and they make 1,500 people go and he say he gonna make everybody permanent. But my advice to my representative, because I could advise my representative, KB.
Yes.
I didn't vote for you, but you is my representative.
Yeah.
Intoxication, Mr. Cornwall, does lead to hallucination. And when you hallucinate, KB, you does go in the wrong direction. That is my piece of advice to Mr. Cornwall. So, I won't really play the nepotism card on Mr. Cornwall and his brother, KB. Because his brother was there.
Yeah.
They put him in that position.
Yeah.
Because they set him up as the scapegoat.
Yeah.
The sacrificial lamb. And that the same week, the shooting happened with Jesus. You know?
Are you telling me Mr. Cornwall will be Minister of Finance and his brother will be the PS?
Yeah, but his brother is the PS long. So.
Okay.
And his brother is a monk chose man, so I ain't beating up on him. But my fear is, if Mr. Cornwall could watch the nation and tell him he go make everybody permanent when NDC come in government, that will instill in much confidence in me, KB. Because if, and he's a man I should know, you know, because
he should know better. Yes,
here we always speak out, he and Mr. Lennox Andrew should be
they don't knew.
a person who should know in
better.
financial matters.
Yeah, they should know.
But here's what, KB. Salary negotiations is presently on, KB. And one of the clauses they raise is the Fiscal Responsibility Act.
Cannot cross that threshold.
But this is the betrayal week, you know. When Jude asked, betrayed Christ, Christ said to him, what you have to do it quickly. And we know the whole story.
When Judas?
When Jude asked,
Yes, when Judas.
said, the master said to him, Jude asked, what you have to do it quickly.
As fast.
So blame it on the asphalt. So he said the police and the prison mess up negotiation because they signed for 4% in 2023. So he wasn't satisfied in his words or in his meaning. He didn't satisfy that the prisons and the police jackass the thing, so he decided to jackass it for himself.
He won't sign for the same post.
So he gonna sign for it. But Jude, did you consider inflation running at 6%? And the government figures, not mine, I don't make it up. So if you have any problem, you're going to beat up them in finance. Are you aware that NIS will increase by another 1%, KB? Jude, are you aware that union Jews will go by another %? Jude, are you aware that personal income tax will increase? Jude, are you aware that cost of living has gone up? And what are the measures that they use to cushion cost of living? They take it out.
Yeah.
Free. So I'm well placed to question. But I had some discussion, and one teacher tell me, by they giving us fringe benefit. But the same administration, Igwe, what was champion pension. Pension, we go borrow to pay. We pay pension. Fringe benefit is not pensionable. And fringe benefit, Igwe, is simply this: you agree for a period of time. So in this case, Jude agree for 23, 24, and 25. What are the government say? We don't pay in fringe benefit in 26. How Jude go get around that? How you go wiggle yourself out of that? And it is not pensionable. But salary increase is pensionable, Igwe. And the government can extricate it just so. So I wonder if Jude took those measures into consideration. Adding to that, Jude, did you look at the compliance matrix? Jude? Jude. Did you look at the wage bill rule? Jude, the papers laid in Parliament, the macroeconomic focus. Did you have a look at it, Jude? Before you made those decisions? Because to me, the wage bill rule, well, for 2023, they already signed for the 4%, as Jude alluded to. So there is no credit to you, Jude. The 4% for 23 is no credit to you. As a matter of fact, the government should start to pay it in February and they don't start. So, get that thing by Mr. Andrew told some that they could find money. So, told that the opportune time, Mr. Lennox Andrew, that the opportune time for you to find that money.
About empty treasury. We in the NDC, we have the exposure. We have had the exposure. Good? And we know what to do to find money, to look after the needs of our people. And as I have the mic, let me say, as we go around the country and we speak to our people, that's a topic that they always say to us, we go pay salary late and we don't know how to run a country. Tell them that we say we know how to run a country, and tell them that we wouldn't pay salary late. All right? Tell them that affirmatively. We're not going to pay salary late, and we know how to run a country.
The Igwe we popular.
So here's that. Igwe. So, Mr. Andrew, if what you're saying is the truth, and the treasury don't empty, why you holding back on the 4% to pay public workers? Because they signed for it for 2023 already. What is the hold up? You just like to pay late? You like to conform to the questions people asking you out, all you go pay late? You say, I don't pay late, you could find money. So find the damn money and pay the 4% for 2023. Because Jude say the prison and the police mess it up. So no credit to him for the 4%. And whilst you at it, those people might get retroactive and they don't get in the monthly pension. They want the money too. Because we have a clip there where Grady deserve a lot of money. Igwe. Because the Prime Minister would say that. So Mr. Andrew, get on your bike. Yes.
Here's the excuse that will be made. The excuse that will be made is, it's a lot of money. Well, Grenadians deserve a lot of money.
Well, time for you to pay now.
So Jude, the wage bill rule, Igwe, for 2023 kind of pressing hard out of the 9% of GDP, which the Fiscal Responsibility Act spoke about, was 8.9. So we could see that, and the other government recognized that. But what happened after that now? The instructive part is KB, because you see, when we come here ready. You know? After the agreement was signed for the 4% for 2023, this present Prime Minister in his budget speech, the best budget where you don't watch no paper and he watch the teleprompter. You see what the economy grew last year by 6%. And it expected to expand words, semantics, gamesmanship by 3.6%. So what he's saying, in 2023, the economy grew by 6%. But in 2024, it won't grow as much. So the 6% has helped the GDP KB. So in 2024, the wage bill rule was 8.7, so you had a room to maneuver. So Jude, if you didn't know that, you could have get 6. So the 4 you're boasting about, if you take all these things, the compliance matrix, the macroeconomic forecast, the growth of the economy by 6%, the wage bill rule, if you and come back to inflation, NIS, personal income tax, union dues and cost of living. Jude, if you took all that into consideration, you could have get 6. They could comfortably pay 6. Because you hear the boasting by some of the surrogates and say how much $1 million they get. So how you could collect all these millions you said in the first 2 months of the year, KB, and telling the public service, the Fiscal Responsibility Act. But Judy could have got around 6. We're using the same argument again, Jude, for 2025. The wage bill rule, 8.4. Remember, you make a lot of people go. What you don't have to pay, 1,500 or more. People going. So Jude, you could have pressed them. You could have got 8 in 2025. So this kind of song and dance you come here. So you could have 4, 6, 8, 18. You're jumping up out 13. You sell out. Those are the arguments I have. I don't come here and just shoot in my mouth. And what I want all you to do, go and read those things, study it, and come back any Saturday downstairs Real FM. And we go have a discussion. Because you don't tell you they have been doing that already. You know. There was a time in my time I know I negotiate already. So what I speak in here, I know what I'm saying. I don't just come here. And these are the factors. So jumping up and ball about fringe benefit. Fringe benefit is signed for a period of time. And fringe benefit is not pensionable. So when you go, your fringe benefit could be high like Mongasa and Okibi. And when you retire, you have no bearing on your pension. The same government was big on pay people pension, and Grenada need a lot of money. Trying to tell them, okay, the Fiscal Responsibility Act, causing them can give you more than 4% and 5%. But at the same time, they are offering the same set of people they telling that in Igwe. We will give you more fringe benefit. And this Fiscal Responsibility Act talk about wages and salary KB. They telling the police you go think pay and grade. Lie! So they just had them in a box. And just giving them things. Just as how, and the reason why I play Mr. Cornwall thing KB about we go make everybody permanent are just showing the mindset of the Congress, you know. They tell you something what they know is not reality. So when Mr. Cornwall was saying we go make everybody permanent, no need for a parallel, in some ways he was right because they making all who is parallel go, the contract workers. But at the same time it was a lie that they couldn't employ everybody. And he going in finance now, I wonder how he go think because I warning him. Intoxication leads to hallucination, and hallucination leads to wrong direction. So I don't know if you and Jude is good friends, I don't know. And then you tell Jude take it and talk about the prison and then mess it up. But you're going to do worse than them because you didn't take into consideration those factors. You didn't take into consideration inflation, KB.
NIS.
Union dues,
cost of living,
personal income tax, cost of living. You did not take it into consideration. You did not take the wage bill rule into consideration. You did not look at the compliance matrix. And you forget the macroeconomic focus was laid the same time with the budget. You forget the Prime Minister said the economy grew by 6% and he expected to expand by 3.6. Yeah. You forget all those things on them. And so just about the same week when they choose Barabbas over Christ. Just about the same week when Jude asked, betray Christ. Christ said, Jude, ask, do what you have to do it quick. So that's why you do it quick. Wait, KB, listen. Okay.
You understand?
KB.
Yeah, man.
Christ said, Jude, ask what you have to do it quick.
Yes.
And then Jude don't wait for the other unions and we do it quicker.
Yeah.
What a coincidence, Jude.
Yeah.
Where to go?
You wait for public workers union, one not part of the bargain.
So Jude do it quick. Like Jude asked. You don't realize that, KB? How Christ tell Jude ask, do it quick. What you have to do? Realize Jude signed quick. Way to go, Jude. You're playing your role. I like you, You're playing your role.
What is the position of the other union now, Master Carl?
The other, when I heard Miss Hazard speak, Miss Hazard and them still looking for more. The police is in a precarious position because one of the persons negotiating school children say they get promoted and they can't say nothing against. They just have to play it. So they advising the RGPF to favorably look at the proposal. And they was right, when they asked for 4, 8, and 8, Because if you look at all what I explained, KB, there's room for it, Because you're both seen how much money you collect. You have your surrogates and all kind of podcasts saying you collect how much million. And you settle the Ministry of Finance. But yet still, the first test, salary negotiation, you're claiming that the fiscal responsibility are constraining you. Utter nonsense. You could only tell people that I don't know. But they are accustomed lying to the Grenadian public and win. So that's it. So let me take a break here, Igwe. And when we come back, we'll take some calls because we want to involve the people in the program. Because the people's program, Igwe. Mm-hmm.
Asking me what is wrong with Trinidad. You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an next car and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with my wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With push new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver cannot drive.
We're back, guys.
Yes, KB. Mm-hmm. And KB, in the whole discussion about the ministerial change, you realize the Prime Minister agreed with us when he said he don't experience.
Yeah.
Because we see that here a lot of time.
We see that a lot of time.
Because, KB, remember when all the programs since before the election, and you said, you asked Code, what was responsible for and thing. And he tell you
think-
inexperience,
yeah, and
arrogance.
yeah, it's a serious blunder.
And the Prime Minister say, yes, only 2 years he teach for your experience. So like he go ministry hopping.
You looking for experience?
Well, that's why he say he didn't experience. I agree he didn't experience it. And when we say that you have people that want to beat up on us, you know, KB. But the place go open like book, man.
So let's suppose he failed to perform with distinction in Ministry of Works. Where you heading for next? Health?
Well, the school children say he already get a golden shovel. I don't know. They say he has some rumbling because KB in recent development to realize there's a serious attack out on the Minister of Education, Mr. Andrew.
Yeah, I think the NDC going for his truth. The NDC going for his truth.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, KB. Good
Hey,
afternoon,
good
Mr.
afternoon.
Carl.
How you doing?
I'm okay, man. I'm okay.
All right, how is it?
Yeah. Well, KB and Mr. Carl,
Good,
when you look at NMP and NDC government, NMP is a party. They don't look at colors. Alright? They look at the people going to carry computer. Once you can do the job, they hire you to do a job. They hire you to do a job. And NMP is a party that care about people, care about the greater people, and they care about the poor class of people, and even the rich class of people, they care about them. Because when you put money in the hands of the poor class of people, the business people benefit. And that's the way you should go, because if you take away money from the hands of the poor class of people, it affects the business people in the country.
Yeah, man.
It affects them. And Rakevi, it doesn't when you hear people speak, but when they're speaking, they know they lie, right? And they misleading people they say it. And when you look at, I remember Dr. Mitchell, his son, he was working finance, and the NMP, and this had the time to talk about friend, job for friend. And look, check the track record now. It's only friends and family who abide with transformation. Although can see the transformation in, right? And like real family getting the job. So you have to ask yourself a question: Is are those who getting the job? It's because they might finance the party and they get either payback, so they pay them back by giving them job, the family. If they give my family jobs. So I'm asking several questions to we the greater people. Let us open our eyes. Let us see what's going on. And we have to speak about it. We have to speak about it. When you're wrong, and then if you want to learn, you have to change your attitude. What you're doing towards the greater people greater mathematics. Every hungry must have to be fed. And if you say you can't know people, there's people that support with NDC, NDC, right? Well, because somebody may say, well, let give him a chance. You'll give him a chance. But when you get a chance, you have to make use of your chance.
Of course,
right?
yes.
And I also see the biggest downfall in NDC is NDC themselves. The father, the son, and the grandchildren is the same attitude, the same policy. Right? Like a blighting, they cannot change the policy that the grandfather lived with them. The children inherit a policy and they continue the policy. The policy is to look at the higher, the rich set of people and forget the man down there. But when the election comes, they want to go back and tell people where they love them and care about them. Look what we do. Look, the fire. First, I remember the 7th election, they were saying there was a list of people they had to send home, right? And they keep the promise. So even the promise that they kept is what the people that they had on the list to send home. And I remember the Prime Minister was saying, once a man qualified, a man doing the work, he had no problem with them. But right now, you qualify and you're doing the work because you don't support the transformation and you'll be loyal to the transformation home you're going. When you send him home, a man who has his family, have his family, and then send him home, what do you lead him to do? Right? A young lady or mother, she alone, the man run away from her. She alone. She ain't the anything because she made a choice to support a party. You getting rid of her saying, what you leave her to do? Right? Just sit down there and watch her come and beg. Come on. I had to call upon the government to do better than that. And the poor people, the people that are the seniors who work and make contribution towards the country, please give them back the 150. The young people who need this money, give them back the money because they work hard for it and deserve it. And if you say we care and we love people, we have to treat people the way that we should treat them. That's right.
Thank you. Mr. Carl, why is it the poor man always getting the shitty end of the stick?
Only the poor man feel it. Tosh say that.
Tosh say it.
Yeah.
Why every move this government make, the poor man getting the shitty end of the stick?
Yeah, let's take it.
Good afternoon, Mr. Carl.
Good afternoon.
Evening.
Hi.
What's up, man?
Not bad.
Yeah. I'm hearing something coming from the school children as usual. You know, sometimes when school children talk, they don't just talk just so.
Yeah.
So, Master Carl, I don't think you could share a little light on it. School children is saying that this present government look at changing the name of the police force. I don't know. I tell the school children that see that. No, they will be changing it from what? The Grenada police force to whatever. So,
the Royal Grenada police force.
You might be in a position to to answer that question, and if so, why? But before you try answering that question, it's just a bit of observation. Now, we know the NDC talk a lot about transformation.
Decolonization.
Transformation. Now, if you travel to St. David, Baileys Bacolet, Gonobody's police station there, you will see the cutting of the trees. I have some serious problem with the cutting of the trees over the road. Now, I will understand it dropping trees like the mango, the coconut, the breadfruit, and them kind of stuff like that. I understand you will have to cut them and some other trees, but you actually seen these people going way up inside people land, in some instances 20, 25, 30 feet up inside people land, just cutting down trees. I mean, we in the dry season at this present time, you know what we will find? When the rain started to fall? Master slide, and that is an area they call Timber Hill. Always famous for sliding. You know, that is one of my concern, and I'm seeing in Tong as well. You know, by the parliamentary building there are some bamboo trees there. I know a little boy growing up, always some bamboo trees. Why do you have to cut down all these bamboo trees? I mean, trim it, single it out nice, fine, but why are you cutting it down so low? You know, right now people can stand up on the side of the road and wait for a bus or whatever. If the sun is starting, why are they doing that?
They have to plant remember that they plant in the campaign, they have to plant our route on the roadside.
So maybe that's
so they want enough area to plant the our route.
Yeah, okay. Maybe,
no, they say that. They will plant our route.
But no, the government need to relook at that. I mean, I see it I went up all the countries again. You see it over the hills. You know, we'll have problems. I would like them to refrain from cutting all these trees over the road. They're going to deep in people's land, way up until 30 feet. Travel some go down the battle. You'll see why they're doing that. You know, and as I say, the bamboo trees by parliamentary building there, they cut it down flat, and people calling and praising the government for that. That is stupidness. You don't need to cut down all the bamboo trees on them. They're taking away the beauty of Grenada. You're actually taking away the greenery of Grenada. Why are they doing this stupidness and bad? You know, that is just my concern to them about.
Okay, thank you.
See if you could answer me concerning the changing of the name.
I don't know if Master can have that information.
Well, the Royal Grenada Police Force is a creature of statute. That means it is enshrined in the Constitution.
Yeah.
So to change it is a constitutional change. So I don't know.
I've been hearing that for the first time too.
Now, how that talk already? I would say the police service instead of the police force.
Okay.
Now I have my view on the whole colonial and royal and thing with the police force, KB.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me take that call.
Hello.
Good afternoon to Master Carl KB and
I'm so happy to hear you. I was so concerned.
The song so
Yes,
powerful.
boy, I nearly dead. And that keep me under Dick Mitchell stress that they in the air. I fall long here inside of here last week Sunday. Yeah. And you know you have people like rejoicing.
They want you
They're
dead.
rejoicing over that. But I'm here today, thank God.
Yeah, all the best.
I just come from church.
God bless.
This man that talking about the cutting in people, and that's what y'all vote for, you know. All you vote for that. Because we had Dr. Mitchell there, was doing very good. And they say too old. They want a young, vibrant prime minister. So whatever we get in Grenada, take it and don't complain. That's what we vote for in this country. Yeah. You understand? That's what we vote for. Because if I was only NSC would have feel the sun. Everybody there under the sun now. Heating Grenada. Mr. Dick Mitchell, I want you to go. I have no apology. I want you to step down, sir. Step down because you're suffering us in this country. You're stressing out people. People falling down and dead, you know. And that problem, stress. Just resign, sir. Step down. The police, everybody. Them police, it's good for some of them too. Yeah. I don't have no apology for that. And people praising them. You know something, Master Carl? Anytime culture man call a radio station, cut him out. You know why he called Shaggy and say, I hear him in ears? He say, that's why all the radio station breaking down. Cut him out. And people could testify what he saying. He glad when I do come on. He called Shaggy radio station and said, culture man. Cut him out anytime he call the radio station. Cut him out.
We do have control over
Have a good
electricity.
evening.
Okay,
Yeah.
we do have control over electricity. If the electricity gone, nothing we could do about it. You know. So.
Okay, but you're trying to justify nothing. I don't justify anything for Courtman like Courtman talk.
Yeah, don't bother with that.
But not yet.
I don't give me no air.
Not yet.
Yeah, Kennedy Budla.
Yeah, man.
You're all going to that pool.
What's the kind of something we miss? I want to show some light on it. The President of the Senate, Master Carl.
What the President of the Senate, KB?
Decima Williams.
Where is she?
She based in the United States of America.
Eh?
What is amazing, they have to postpone the sitting of the Senate on 2 occasions. Why? The President of the Senate not available.
Nepotism.
So I said, what kind of thing is that? Before you give Decima Williams that job, she didn't understand what was her responsibility, what it takes. How she could be working in America and still hold the job as
she working in America.
As she was come here and the Senate's
KB, if you don't say that she working in America.
Of course, because she gone again. She already gone. We were discussing that the other night. I said, what happened? They say KB she gone back. Doesn't this say KB she gone back already? And they all concerned. That was a mistake to give Decima Williams that job. Because they had to postpone the sitting of the Senate on 2 occasions because she's not available. She like a MIA, missing in action. She in America.
So like only she in Grenada could do that work?
But I don't know. This is just puzzling.
Okay, but if she working in America, the Senate had to postpone, as you say, twice because she wasn't here. She just come and say, them NDC say she go back already and they concern.
That's what they tell me yesterday.
Well, like only she could do that work, yeah?
Maybe she.
So that goes right up the alley of nepotism and KB. Relatives, friends, and associates.
And the Senate is an important arm of the state. You can be postponing it because they had bill to pass. And she was not available. They postponed it on 2 occasions. The sitting of the Senate because Decima Williams not available. She ain't there. She in America. How you could play games with the country like that? How could you play games with the country like that? Yes, Decima Williams were all of us friends in the revolution. But that's different now. Can't put, as you said,
The question is, KB, so when she had to go and come, who paying for that?
I don't know. Maybe she paying her own fees to go and come. But when Senate have to meet, she should make herself available. She cannot postpone the sitting of the Senate to accommodate what she whatever she does in America.
But KB, ask you a question which you don't answer in me. You know. Only she in Grenada could do that work.
Good, no, perhaps.
Well, you don't answer any question.
When I'm saying
you could asking you, you don't answer.
Well, how is only see Chester Humphrey we used to do that work and he used to perform with distinction? Go ahead, think it out. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. 442-0175, the number to call.
Hello?
Hello.
You know, I tend to agree with some of the comments that you all say, you know. I know all you hate me, but just...
No, do say that.
Chance the thing. Because I know the gentleman, not you, KB. Because I tend to agree with some of it. Because you see me, like I always say, I'm not defending the independence. If you do shit, excuse me, or if you do foolishness, I won't talk about it. Because I have said from beginning, the goodly gentleman, with due respect, that is just not your field. You have the expertise. You just get in. You cannot go and take finance. You all hear?
Yeah, we're listening.
You know, finance is a thing that you have to have experience, right? And I'm going to be very honest. I know no sides, right? God, no, I just get licks from all sides. No, you have to have the expertise. You have to be able to go out and negotiate on behalf of the country, loans. You have to be able to know finance. Then when you go into things like the World Economic Forum, you meet in ministers of finance, you meet bank governors, you meet in all kind of people. You have to be able to know what to say. So I have said from day one, and I get a lot of licks for that is not your field. You should have never taken the Ministry of Finance. To me, if I had to give that Ministry of Finance, I would give it to Lennox Andrews, is the best qualified person. Because I himself think, what is the name? The gentleman.
Cornwall.
Cornwall. I don't think Cornwall, no, I mean, with due respect, I'm not saying it in a malicious way for anybody to mean it anyway. I don't know if, to me, the best person is Lennox Andrews, because it is alleged that he has been going out and represent the government and negotiating, even though Deacon was the Minister of Finance. So you may as well give him the Ministry of Finance. You see, they don't understand. The Ministry of Finance is the nucleus of the economy. Everything is centered around finance, health, education, every single thing. So you have to get somebody who has the expertise. Like, for instance, I don't have a problem in publicly saying that, how you call him,
Boson.
Boson is a good person.
Yeah.
Boson deserves to be a Minister of Finance. I don't know. Kennedy, you think I have a problem with that?
I have a problem with that too. I have a problem with that.
You think I'm afraid to say it on the public radio? I don't care who takes my voice and plays all over Grenada. Boson could represent me, and I'm not a supporter of the NNP. You know that?
I know that.
Right. So when I say something, I mean something in a genuine way that people misinterpret me. Boson could represent me. Boson is a finance minister. Boson is good. I don't have a problem with Boson. Boson knows what he does. This thing that people don't understand, that finance controls everything. And if something goes wrong with the financial situation, I am feeling it,
All of us.
Don't think I rejoicing. I am going to feel it. It is a very serious situation. You can't do, if anybody, and I'm just talking about in general, I ain't talking about Deacon, you can't do the people work. Why you thinking, and then apart from that, you have to get up and then what he's saying now, he has to go. And if I listen correctly, I could be wrong. I want somebody correct me. You have to go and do other people's job or go and get trained or whatever.
Training in school.
You can't say those kind of things, even though you have it in your mind. You can't say those things because people looking for people who could do the job. So if you talk about going and train and get a feel or whatever it is that how I interpret to be, I could be wrong. Subject to correction, that you want to go to learn to other ministries. This is not a time to be learning. I pay you to learn. I pay you to perform.
Of course.
You not agree with me, Kennedy?
You're right.
Huh?
You're right.
I pay you to. You can't say those kind of things if you have it in mind. And you see why I personally dig in horrors is because I worked in the bank.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes. I know.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm not boasting to say I'm this big expert, but from a little knowledge of things, because instead, forget about bank, right? For knowledge of little things. Finance is very important to me. As I said, if something happened, I wouldn't get my pension. I mean, I don't get pension from government because I get my pension from the bank. So, but all these areas will be affected one other way. So I am really was concerned when the goodly gentleman took up finance. I said, but no, that's a little bit too early. Should have given somebody else. So, like I say, I know that you're all going to tape it and bring it all over Grenada. But my comments, I'm not saying anything in a bad or disrespectful manner to the goodly gentleman. I wish you all the best because you are the leader and we have to accept you. Well, not everybody will have to accept you because they will say no. Just as when I think they say I hate Keith Mitchell, I talk about Morris Bishop, I hate Morris Bishop. It's not hating. You have to be objective, and I tell you straight away, I was never particularly happy. I was never, and I'm still not. I think the right person I should put in the job is Lennox Andrews, because I think he's the best so far. He has expertise, he has experience, he can represent us. Bosu was great. And Keith Mitchell used to use Patrick Antwine. I don't know what happened to him. It's not my business. He was great. So you need people in that area.
So how you rate Mr. Bowen in finance?
Not bad. Bowen wasn't too bad because remember, Bowen came in, although he's not a minister of finance really, finance is not his area, but remember, with all his experiences all over the 20 or 30 years, he would have built up that sort of you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, experience.
Huh?
If that experience you'll build up, you're right. Being in government all the time.
Hello?
Yes, we agree with you.
Carl, you listen to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying to you, yeah. Over the year, Bowen, I still would give him a pass, although he really shouldn't be there, but I still can't say he should be there really. It's 50-50 because he did a pretty good job because remember, when this government came into office, they wouldn't like to hear me say that, but they remember they was able to pay a pension what Keith Mitchell leave, you know.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Isn't that a fact?
Yes, that's a fact.
Carl?
Yes, it is.
It's
not an opinion.
No.
They didn't have to go to get the money.
They not to go and borrow, as they say.
They were saying that all along the line. So they got the money. So it was there. So which means they did a pretty relatively fair job. But people wouldn't want to hear me say that, you know.
But
it's a fact.
But call one thing on Mr. Andrew, Lennox Andrew. Now he has some experience or should have some experience in finance. As the same as Mr. Dennis Cornwall.
You think so?
No, but Mr. Cornwall worked in the Ministry of Finance for a long time and he worked in the ECCB.
Yeah.
In so on. But hear this. Mr. Andrew went and negotiated for the 70 million in Barbados and lose it for the Western Main Road project. So maybe the Prime Minister know that. Yeah. And if you find out about Mr. Andrew and the credit union and what he used to manage, maybe the Prime Minister know all that too. I don't know, I'm just saying maybe. Just as how you state in the obvious, I'm just saying it with a solid credit union and all that. Maybe the Prime Minister heard.
Okay.
And a safer bet would have been Mr. Cornwall. However, like you say, I wonder why it was not given to either of the gentlemen from the onset.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is no? Because you see, a lot of things happened from the 23rd of June to now in terms of finance.
Yeah.
And as you brought it up, the retroactive was paid, yes.
Yeah.
But the monies was there. You didn't have to look for it or find it. But so you hearing some things now. Time will prove.
Yeah.
Even the persons who receive the retroactive, you hear they don't receive the month to month as yet.
Yeah.
And
I understand what you're saying, but some of the just one or two of the things that
So you kind of question the move now because you took it in a very short time and people just move from portfolios because of lack of performance. You doesn't perform with distinction and leave it and go. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I don't like about what I feel uncomfortable. You take up that's not your area. Okay, you take up the expertise, and then you have to leave in the first term or the first year, and then talk about training or going to somewhere else. I find that wasn't so nice, and I'm personally upset.
The reasons given for moving is not a good reason. It's a questionable reason.
But you see the credit union thing that you talk about, I understand what you're saying, but I have no evidence about that, so I'm not saying you're lying. I don't want no evidence.
No. I just say to find out. I say maybe.
Right, but in any case, you see,
but he loses 70 million for the Western Main Road project.
Well, you see, sometimes I don't know what are the real facts. With due respect to you, my friend, just listen to me. I cannot say that he didn't negotiate properly, or I don't know the circumstances under which it was lost. So I can't say that. So, you know,
I agree with you. Out of the abundance of caution, I agree with you.
Yes.
However, there was a meeting to deal with the Western Main Road project, and we didn't get it.
Right,
that is facts.
Right, it's a fact.
Why we didn't get it or how we didn't get it might be up for debate, but we didn't get it.
Right. So
and he was one of the persons who went to negotiate.
Right.
And then again, even to support your point, I think a meeting like that, the Prime Minister being the Minister of Finance should have attended.
I think so, although it's not his expertise, it's not his area.
But you take the portfolio?
Yeah, that's it. So I'm a bit...
If you take the horse, you have to prepare to ride it.
Yeah. So I'm not really happy. I'm really, really not happy. Certain things, but I know. Well, Kennedy is not a problem. I mean, Kennedy knows me, and Kennedy knows his position, and he has been tolerant towards me.
Yes.
I'm very appreciative. But not. But let me tell you straight away. Sometimes you never know what the person calling to say, because look, are you shocked now? I'm saying these things.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, but Carl, but you shocked as I say.
No, I'm not a judge, you know. I take things as they come.
You see, I like to be fair and objective. And you see, this is my country, Carl. And anything that affected my country, I'm going to speak about it.
You're right. That is your right.
Irrespective, watch me. Whether it's Keith Mitchell or it's Deacon Mitchell, I could be anybody.
You're right.
That is why anytime I come on the radio, I ask people to fact check me. Check what I'm saying. And then if they could prove what I'm saying is not facts, call me and tell me. Because I'm not fearful, because I'm not coming here to be malicious. Just as you say, if the country does well, all of us does well.
That's what I studied.
And if the country doing good, we duty bound to point it out.
I get my pension, well, Kennedy knows me. I get my pension from the bank, you know.
Yeah.
So if the bank fail, what happened? I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
You understand me, Carl?
So finance is important.
Yes. So, but finance is the key to the whole thing with you don't agree that it's a nucleus and it centers around everything?
Of course.
That's the linchpin of the country.
So I cannot sit down there and not make a comment.
No, the reason given for moving for finance, in my view, is not a good reason.
No, I'm happy with it now.
They are admitting failure.
Yeah.
Okay, and Mary, thanks for your contribution and always call.
Good. And you never know what I'm calling for.
No, call, man. Huh? You call, we don't mind engaging in difficult conversations.
And Mr. Pierre too, he doesn't engage me.
That's
not
right.
You, Carl. You hate me to death.
Carl laughing.
Yeah.
And Mary, you have Carl laughing, you know.
Kennedy, he still think I hate Keith Mitchell. I admit openly that they came in and they used to talk about loan, but they was able to get money that Keith Mitchell leaves.
Yes.
Is that a fact?
They're supposed to thank him, congratulate him.
Miss Anne-Marie, if you get to know me, your view of me will change.
Well, let me tell you, I will call from time to time to make constructive criticism.
You're welcome.
Well, that's what it is. Now, let me tell you something. We are all citizens of this country.
Yeah.
And based on the Constitution, we have a right
what I study in
to speak on issues.
Watch me. Carl, I study if things fail and I can't get my pension, you think I want to come and beg you and Kennedy for
No, we can't afford it.
So I can't afford it. So I have to take notes what's happening in my country. I don't care who you are, whether it's NNP or NDC, all right?
And the good thing about you, the present administration go quicker take advice from you than from me and KB.
Yes.
I agree.
Anyhow, seek your interest, madam. You're welcome.
Have a great day, fellas.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
KB, I have a question to ask you.
Yeah.
Because you bring up something or the president or the Senate.
Well, I don't know if he shall
Listen,
qualify.
no, okay, I don't ask you the question
Yeah.
yet you answer.
Ask me.
Is the President of the Senate a citizen of the United States of America?
I think so, yes.
Well, ain't he have some kind of thing about being member of the Senate and allegiance? So who she allegiance to? Could she plead allegiance? I don't know. You say you think so. So the question is, could she plead allegiance to Uncle Sam and King Charles at the same time? I don't know.
You asking question, I asking question too. I have got the facts.
So anybody out there who know, call in
and ask.
Let's say the call in.
Yes. Hello. Afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
How
you
guys doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
What mean?
Good afternoon, caller. You is a man with a wealth and knowledge. Let me ask you a question. If somebody is a citizen of the United States, should they be in the Senate? No, you is a man, you've been around, you're streetwise. Let me hear your view.
Well, technically speaking, no.
Okay.
Because that argument was brought forward when it came to Peter David and whoever.
But that was House of Representative and every Senate has the same thing. Because when it came up with Peter David and them, there was parliamentary representative and not in the Senate. So I want to know if the same thing applies to the Senate.
No, it applies to the constitutional makeup.
Okay.
It applies to the constitutional makeup of things, not necessarily whether it's the Senate or not, right? And being president of the Senate is more emphatic, you might say, because you control. There's an aspect of that where the president of the Senate is technically the deputy governor general in this country.
Yeah, it'll be like that.
Yeah, it's very similar. Oh, that type of thing is a big question mark. So the problem showing up here now, the lady should either resign.
Well, we don't know if she's a citizen of America. We're finding out.
Yeah, we want to know.
Okay, right. But hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kennedy talking about how you, Carl, might be happy or so smiling to hear Anne-Marie's voice on that program. Hello.
Yeah, we listen.
I'm happier than all of you.
Okay.
I am more happy than anybody in this country to hear Anne-Marie call the program today. And you know what is so interesting about this whole thing?
And she don't spit in venom today.
No.
That she's not a party person. She don't belong to NNP or whatever.
That's good.
And so to the extent that she comment, I listen to her almost every day on Shaggy program. And I say almost every day, maybe I might miss the program once in a million times, that kind of thing. But I hear her all the time. And she's very articulate nowadays. She has a very good attitude. She speaks frank and direct. And I so admire her. I even use her words on Mr. Pierre program a whole lot sometimes. Because when I don't get the program, or I'm not able to call on morning time because I'm busy doing whatever. But here, Anne-Marie has been so objective in recent time that, as you say, Carl, she would be the best person to advise this government right now. And they would listen. I mean, watch, this thing is amazing. Watch. There's so much of an obnoxious, senseless brutishness going on with this government right now. Based on policy and philosophy that shows up. But I'm amazed that these guys and them are so limited. You know, people are talking about bright people and intelligent people, whatever. Right now, you're not seeing intelligence and brightness. I'm afraid of what is going to happen in this country. I'm seriously afraid. And I'm a person who is not intimidated and deterred by people's action and behavior and mentality tomorrow. The only thing is that I am seeing down the road, no uphill. We are not going no uphill. I think down. In the given situation, I want to talk about something concerning the whole issue of minimum wage and the labor issue that is going on in this country. They are emphasizing minimum wage to be a priority. Fine, minimum wage needs because cost of living has gone up, the inflation rate has been skyrocketing, whatever is happening relative to that is showing up that way. But you might say neutralize the minimum wage issue, and if you don't have the labor laws in place to stabilize that aspect, it will not happen. It won't be practical. So what I think they should emphasize first and foremost is making the labor relation issue a priority. And there was a study done, or I might say, or not might say, there was a export given to Grenada about 3.5 years thereabout by now from Canada that was responsible for updating our labor situation. The lady came, she did the work. I spoke to her lady twice on GBN program, because that's a very big issue to me. The third time I expected her to come in, by that time I expected her to have finished the work to come and report. I didn't hear a report. I talked to Brenda about it. Brenda told me she don't know what is going on. She will see what she could do about it. Up to now, I never heard of it because Brenda got fired or whatever, or she left or whatever, not long after. Now, what happened is that not long after I spoke to Brenda, I went to the Labor Department, hoping to get a new labor law, expecting by that time the lady work would have been finished and everything would be okay. Only to be told that the lady did the report, gave it to cabinet. There was a maybe a typographical error, but there was a sentence in it that needed to be changed. Here, in a given situation, all that needed to be done was the Attorney General, who is responsible for constitutional issue in the cabinet, change the sentence and let it go to Parliament, approved by the cabinet, go to Parliament, and we would have a new labor situation in this country. Hello, up to this day. And remember, Carl, I said the other day that I believe, I'm convinced, that Kit Mitchell and the NNP lost that election based on that labor relation problem the Grenada have. So here what I'm talking about more than anything else. If we're going to have a new situation where you have increase in wages, you're bound to adjust it based on the labor laws so that no employer can argue or create a problem for the employee. And if you don't have that done, right now that whole talk about going to change the minimum wage issue is not going to happen. Go ahead, sir. I'm going to talk to you in later.
All right. Well, thanks for your contribution.
Thank you. Sorry you disappear. I hope I see you Friday in the Saraka, Mr. Denner. Try and get in contact with me when you come in Saraka in River Sally on Friday. We need to talk.
Hello.
Hello. 442-0175.
Hello.
Hello.
Next caller.
Hello.
No, we just wait a while.
KB, you don't answer my question.
I do have the answer.
Is the holder of the office of the president or the Senate, is she an American citizen? I don't know.
I believe so.
Because school children want to find out. So, KB, you just be around people who know. Because I saw you around them yesterday.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So next time you convene or reconvene in the same area, which I know you does, ask them, say, Master Carl, ask. Because school children asking me and I can't answer them.
Yeah.
And they say, suffer little children to come on to me. I don't want to think them. I want to answer them. So, KB, you need to help me. Let me take the call.
Hello.
Hello.
KB.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
KB.
Hi.
Well, KB, what's going on in Grenada?
Don't know.
Tell me what's going on in this country. All these people that call and speak and want to give advice, why they don't go to see Mr. Deacon Mitchell and sit down with him and give him the advice how to run this country? Like this man, he always calls. Why don't he go and look and meet with Mr. Deacon Mitchell and give him some advice?
You sure you want
how
advice?
To run Grenada?
You sure you want advice? You sure Deacon
somebody has to
Mitchell
go
want
to him.
advice?
Somebody has to go to him and speak to him. Say we were talking about Mr. Cornwall and Mr. Andrews. Mr. Andrews worked in the Ministerial Finance as a permanent secretary for years when I was the caretaker there, you know.
Yeah.
For years. And listen again. Mr. Cornwall's brother, that man worked under Dr. Keith Mitchell and Timothy Antoine. And these people have helped that man to reach where he is today. So where he had brother with him there? What's going to go on in this country? Well, what's going on? Somebody tell me. I know I don't break like somebody them people could use big words. What's going on in Grenada? Why these people don't resign? Oh God, Papa God, I'm begging that one morning I could get up and hear 4 of them resign to get rid of these people and them. Because we suffering. People suffering. You go in the hospital, you can't get medication. You have to go back private people to pay to get a blood test done. What's going on? And all you only see them talking about give it, and I don't do nothing. All them bright people they have in Grenada. All these bright people are there. We could always give advice and use big words when they call radio program. Can't go to these people. Go to them. Find out yourself there and tell them how people suffering and tell them where they could help us. We suffering. First time in my life I live in Grenada. You don't know who's the commissioner of police. You don't know who is the commissioner of police. I still say Mr. Martin is the commissioner of police. Nobody can tell us who is the commissioner of police in this country. Who is the commissioner? Mr. Deacon Mitchell. Who is the commissioner of police? I can't take talk from people on the road. I want to hear you report it. Come out and tell us, well, this person is the commissioner of police. We live in Skelter in Grenada. I know I don't bright like all you. And not I don't want to hear on that speak, but that's how I could speak. Who is the commissioner? I don't understand. Come and tell us something. Nobody telling us something. He was such a bright man. You did the Ministry of Finance. You give somebody else. Well, I don't understand. What I'm brighter than you. You cannot do the job. Give it up. Give up the work, sir. Give up the work. Grenada was never like that. People catching it royal. Grenada wasn't so. And that Keith Mitchell thing is so happening. I'm not saying that was perfect. Everything they did was right. But life was not easy for us. Life was easy for us in this country. Oh God. Papa God put a hand.
All right, Kami, we hear you.
Kami, we feeling
Why
the
you
queen.
tell him not to resign, Kemi?
No.
Tell him not to resign, oh God. He can't do the work. Are you talking about Miss Jessica Williams there where she is? She's supposed to be in Grenada today in Parliament when they need her.
She going and come.
Well, I don't know.
Anyhow,
I just want your name to call. I want your name to go on. Well, I don't understand.
I think that's a good point. That's a good
Well,
point.
I don't understand what's going on.
All right, Cam.
All right, Kami,
They
thanks.
wanted
Take
Nixon
care.
and she was singing the Senate. Chester Humphrey never go nowhere. He's been here all the time. Under NNC.
I agree. Anyhow, Kami, take care, all the best. Thanks for calling. 4420175.
Devanish, good afternoon.
Call on the WhatsApp. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good afternoon.
Hey, what's up?
Mr. Kalu is a nice man. Listen, have a remaining of the Easter Sunday a blessed Sunday. Both of y'all three gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'm always going back to the water. Mr. Carl, I know you know something about
Yeah.
came from such and I was so totally blessed. And I keep asking the question. I want to tell to Sister Kami, take it easy. Take it easy. This thing is of God, and God have a purpose in allowing these people to rule this country. We must understand, he said, the earth and the fullness thereof is his. So I ain't afraid of nobody who think the own whatever. It's just for a period of time. Okay? I went back to the word over and over. We have with Rehoboam and Jeroboam, because of Solomon's sin, God did not allow his son Rehoboam to rule. And another thing with in the scriptures again is that the people wanted a king. And I think that is what is going on in Grenada. People wanted a new king. So they got a new king. And this period of time have to run out. Listening to me, man. You tell me, Big Easter, how much ordinary people or we people got a little roadwork to spend the Easter, Mr. Carl? How much people get a little roadwork?
Very few.
Eh?
Only the friends.
Only the friends.
Or the associates.
Is turning me. Eh?
Only the friends and the associates.
That man sit down in the meeting, I'm calling him the man, due respect, and telling people he wish them a happy Easter. A happy Easter with a dry mouth. Eh? Mr. Carl, all of this is time people celebrating the risen Christ, and people are happy. Is people in Grenada happy, especially us as the local people? Are we happy? Nobody saying anything. And this country as if it's under a code. Definitely. This is so bad for what is going on. And as Ms. Anne-Marie said, I really appreciate her. She keeps saying everything that is happening, no compromise. I quite appreciate you, Ms. Anne-Marie. If you're listening, I'm here and I'm listening. Everything on my heart is paining me. And another thing, God is exposing everybody in that Grenada. You know why? Because there are Christians sitting down and happy with what's going on and saying people must go to work and this and blah, 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 blah. You tell me parents with 3-4 children going to secondary school, them people sending in have money to send the children to school. Who looking into all of that, gentlemen? Who looking into all this wrongdoing? We should have some people making some inquiry, and people should go out and talk about what is going on with them. This is so annoying, heartbreaking. I just can't get a word to explain on it. Anyhow, thanks for calling.
Thanks for your contribution.
You're welcome. 442-0175, the number to call. Call and ventilate.
What school children say? The president of the Senate teaching in some university. Because 3 weeks ago, she attended church with about 15 students from America. I don't know. But we question it, is she a citizen?
If she's teaching in a university in America, why do you give her the job as president of the Senate?
Well, maybe you don't have nobody else.
442-0.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I think there was a meeting of the Senate last week, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, there was.
They passed this bill with some amendments. I don't know if the lady was there.
She was there.
They passed the bill with amendments?
Yes, there were some amendments. So they passed the bill.
Wait. There was amendments in the sitting of the Senate also?
Yes, so they made some amendments.
But you remember the AG on speaking on a program talk about the amendments was, she said the amendments shouldn't happen?
Well, I don't know. The news said that the bill was passed with some amendments. They did not identify the amendments.
Okay.
But they did mention that the bill was passed with some amendments. That I heard on the news. I don't know if the president of the Senate was there.
She was there.
Or if the deputy chaired the meeting, but there was meeting in the out KB said they had to postpone 2 meetings. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just want to let you all know that there was a meeting last week.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
You call about what KB said. The meeting last week, and then maybe a day or two after, when KB inquire about her, they say she go back already.
Shitty chin.
Hello?
Hello, 4420175.
Hello?
You don't have time to waste. Somebody else call.
Hello, 4420175. Call and ventilate.
Blow the fuse.
She said the changes or amendments made to the bill in the lower house was not necessary. That's the word of the AG.
Okay.
So I'm surprised to hear now he passing the Senate with amendments. Yeah, good afternoon.
Afternoon, gentlemen, again.
Yeah.
Hello?
Am I on?
Yeah, we're listening to you.
We're listening. We're hearing you.
The phone.
We're hearing you. Go right ahead. Hello?
Okay. I am hearing a big emphasis. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Right. I am hearing a big emphasis is being placed on all the work that is being done, great things being done in the country, where some beautification of the Kirani Boulevard, as they call it, is being done. I've not been down there for the past 2 years. But I'm yet to understand how that is an emphasis above the cost of living and so much loss of jobs in this country. That some people are claiming that so much things are being done, especially given what is happening when it comes to that. But I am yet to understand what kind of focus. Is it party-minded narrowness? Limit people from understanding what is important. I've been noticing that in the past few months, exactly in Grenada. The way things are happening, the kind of pressure that people are feeling. Let me point out something to you all that somebody said to me. A businessman, and he works at the same time for one of the biggest businessmen in this country. A foreign businessman who has big business in this country. A senior NDC supporter, and I'm not saying that from a party politics point of view. He just told me the story because he understands that I've been noticing and pointing out the downturn in the economy. So here what happened. A senior NDC supporter, an executive of the NDC party, approached him so that he would approach his boss, who is a big businessman in this country, to help the government to pay salaries. Did you hear me?
Can we hear you?
To help the government to pay salaries. When I hear this whole thing about 4% and 4% and 5% for 25, I am wondering if the government has any clue of how to pay in the first place when you have so much of a downturn in the economy and the expected result is that 3% drop because it was a 6% rise.
Yeah, and it's 3.6 now.
Yeah.
And it's now 3.6. So I'm yet to understand how all this thing would correlate and make sense so that they will be able to pay the fee, the money that they promised to the teachers and whoever else. At the same time, they are looking to, I think the party, what I was told, the party executive is expecting to talk to the businessman to help the government to pay salary. So I don't understand what kind of crap I'm hearing.
So why are you trying to say? So why are you trying to say they go eventually blame it on the asphalt? So it will be the asphalt.
The bridge is blowing very high, and I didn't hear what you say. Good, sorry.
So they go blame it on somebody when he don't walk out. So the Prime Minister get out of the way. So when the blame come, when shit hit the
I
fan,
I know that the Prime Minister is not an economist.
So
And he doesn't understand figures, isn't he?
So when the shit hit the fan,
There's some
is your neighbor that you blame?
I'm not hearing you good.
I say your neighbor gonna bear the blame.
I want to know if your neighbor will get the blame.
You're in a windy place, man.
Anyhow,
I'm not even hearing you good, honestly.
Okay,
But listen, just let me talk.
Finish.
Because I notice when I'm on WhatsApp, I'm not hearing you all good.
Okay, you go
might
ahead.
be hearing me good, but there's a reverberation.
Make your comment.
That doesn't sound good.
Make your comment.
Right. What I know for sure is that the Prime Minister is not an economist. When I listened to the budget presentation, and I was so glad that you, Paul, is a very observant person, to the extent that when you pointed out some of the things that he contradicts himself about in the budget. And that's how I put it. Because so much of the times, in the budget presentation, when they're talking about a good budget and whatever, it was more fancy talk than anything else. The way that the Prime Minister presented the budget, what happened there? When he, for example, used the 6% growth that the economy was expected to be under, or was under, when Signature was Prime Minister, and he juxtaposed it to the 3.6% that we expect to happen in
This
his
year.
fall, during his period. People might get the impression that, based on how he said it, there's a 9% we're talking about.
Yeah. What?
A few days after, he come and said to ban the rally.
Yeah.
Now the guy, like I always point out, especially when Mr. Pierre deal with that subject matter, and then the man is very deceitful. The whole thing about kidney is that even though, Leslie Pierre made a point one time, he would cut corners. He is the man who will make sure things happen. So there's the problem that we have now.
Nothing happening.
So that you have, for example, Mr. Anne-Marie, disappointed. The other day, Anne-Marie said, if that man tell you run, stand up, you know. If he tell you stand up, run.
You cannot trust him with the truth.
Anne-Marie say that. I know she come to a weekend. She's actually angry with the man right now.
You cannot trust him with the
understand
truth.
what's going on.
You can't trust him with the truth.
It's
Anyhow,
man,
take
man
care.
tell you run, stand up. If he tell you stand up, run.
All right, take care. All the best. All right, 442-01
KB.
75.
School children say the president of the Senate is a professor at Georgetown University. And the Senate has to be centered around her availability. So it's when she becomes available. That was school children say they could have sent it. So if something happened to her and she cannot send it.
Is when she available.
Yeah. That's what school children say.
Grenada.
But that's so unfair to us.
Grenada.
The Senate is an important arm of the state.
KB.
Grenada.
KB. The practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them jobs. Nepotism.
But she don't even need that job.
Not our need job. I only could say what nepotism say as to what's happening. Whether she need it or not is not my concern. Nepotism say the practice of those in power or influence of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them job. Whether she want it or not is not a matter to me. Nepotism, ride it. Let me take the call.
442, hello?
I want to thank all those persons who complimented me on my objectivity. And KB, and Carl, I notice I get a lot of compliments, boy. And a lot of people surprised.
But when you get in your licks, take your licks.
Exactly so, because the last guy is correct. KB, watch, if all you tell me stand up, man are running fast with breakneck speed enough.
Yeah, but we must trust leaders with the truth.
I get in as far as way because afraid. But I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for acknowledging the fact that I have been objective, because the other people have been saying so despite that, then you know my tendency to lean. But to tell you the honest truth, because I'm not particularly happy. Like I say, all these things, if I'm not being objective, it will affect me. And it's important that I am a citizen of this country, call out and say what is right.
Let me ask you one question before you. What really disappoints you with that new administration?
Well, I was expecting, okay, like people would say, okay, you condemn the person that go before your predecessor. Then when you come, you expect that a person, if you condemn them, you have to do better, don't I, fellas?
Yes.
I'm Carl.
Yeah, you're right.
You hearing me?
You must do better.
Right. You must do better. But if you come up with the same thing, all these different people on the board, is your you talk about no nepotism and you know all these things that I see you condemn, and then again, you know what I can't take the stranger of people being stranger to the truth. You read between the lines what I wanted. Hello?
Yeah, we listen.
We listen you.
When I say stranger to the truth, do you understand what I'm saying?
Of course,
the truth abideth not.
I listen to me. Watch, fellas, it will kill me. I can't take people when they're not telling the truth. You cannot go up in a public forum, accuse the government before of having a cabinet conclusion. And listen to me carefully before you.
Yeah.
Of $290,000. People ask you, that is a dangerous allegation because you're accusing people of stealing.
Yeah.
You, when called upon to ask for the evidence, you bring two things. You bring a receipt where it went an account for $150,000 and next one for $140,000. I don't know that that is connected. A party, and let me say, let me make it abundantly clear again. There is nothing wrong with anybody giving donation to any party because there are no laws that govern campaign rules. Am I correct?
Go ahead.
Huh?
Yeah, go right ahead.
There are no rules. I could give $1 million if I want, and I could give $1,000 if I want. But getting back to the original thing, there's not evidence to show me that
Cabinet take that decision.
Exactly, but listen to me. But the 290, it's 150 and 140 is 290. But who say that those two things are connected? Kennedy, I have not seen any evidence that suggests to me that the two are connected. You're calling on a goodly gentleman to bring the 290,000. Up to how much months afterwards you can't bring it. Huh? Up to now, you say the investigation, you can't arrest. Well, arrest somebody, that's my money, you know. 800 tomatoes, that's taxpayers' money you're talking about, not your money, taxpayers' money. And and people are defending them and balling whatnot. That's how it's classified documents. I have placed you in a position to manage my affairs and conduct business, state business on my behalf, and I need to know what's happening with my money. Don't tell me. I'm not saying they say that. People are saying that is cabinet is classified. You have to tell me where my money goes. It's not your personal money. So you have to tell me, and from the time I have a problem with that, I need to see the paper trail where monies went into the consolidated fund, and I need to see the paper trail and the instructions where it was diverted from the consolidated funds and went into the new National Party account. And if I cannot see that, there's no evidence, and I'm not happy with that. So from the time I hear that, I say, So, little things like that and one or two other things, okay. I am not particularly happy.
Okay.
All right?
You're right. Take care.
Right.
Bye.
KB, the data protection bill was approved in the Senate with lots of amendments. So it has to go back to the lower house for final approval. Now, stick up in there. We have to talk on that. Now, all the People's Parliament on Real FM was saying, all the opposition in the House was saying, have some consultation. So you didn't have to go through this stupidness.
No.
You didn't have to pass in one house, go in our house, and come back.
And go back again, yeah.
So every time you speak, they're against you. But the crux of the matter comes down to what you're saying.
Yeah.
So all the amendments now, if he had consultation, they would have been fixed.
Yeah.
Inexperience, KB.
Yeah.
Arrogance.
Yeah.
And lack of institutional knowledge on play with the data bill. But the rush To data bill and Mr. Andrew Lennox Andrew say it, you know. They need the bill to pass to access money. So they don't care if the bill do good.
Yes.
They don't care whatever. Just let we pass it so you could access money. That the kind of government, that the ram good governance we have in here, KB.
Yeah.
And if what school children saying about the president of the Senate is true, that the Senate has to meet with her availability, it nepotism.
That's crazy, man.
And corruption here at play, KB. And when you come here and speak about that, people just vex with you. But tell them right any Saturday. Let me take the call.
Hello?
Happy Easter, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Right. Master Carl.
You have your view on Easter. I have a different one.
Yeah.
Rabbit can't lay no egg.
How many times have I told you guys that I am one person that listen to all programs in Grenada? How many times?
Many times.
This Prime Minister, this Honorable Minister, well, former Minister of Finance, he went on a radio station in Carriacou and said, the money is not 290,000, it is actually 300,000.
Yeah, he had
It was a finder's fee. And I have the recording where he said it. So when Mr. Mary and I'm hearing things, trust me, when I listen to our program, when Mr. Mary is saying it, I'm not surprised. And there are many things this government ministers have been saying when they was on the campaign trail, when they was just running for office, and they gone contrary. So let's put that in another pipe and smoke it. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
But they don't tell us how they don't talk how they want to sell the raw food, you know. and the GDB want to planting a lot of flowers. They don't talk about that too. And sucking cocoa. And playing marble. A man have a whole ministry to plant flowers. How flowers helping out the cost of living, KB, planting flowers?
Yeah, from some NGO that had to take responsibility for that.
No, you the man not been around, KB. How planting flowers
can improve the economy.
Help cost of living.
No, Plantutania.
And sucking cocoa.
Plantutania.
And sucking tete. How the hell?
Plantutania, man.
Hello?
No, not yet.
Plantutania to dash in, that would better.
Fig.
Because the man had what? How much? The man had some rally in St. David's. He had press brief, but he do addressing the man and them a sell the RAV 4 KB.
No.
Why you pay you 92 or something like that? And they have to pay back $18,000, 10 on a Monday, they go back Tuesday night, they don't accept it, and they go Wednesday and pay the thing. How kind of check they get from a financial institution? How kind of mechanic in St. Andrews? On Canal Road, all kind of thing. They don't talking about that. They don't talking about the GDP thing. But they talking about sucking cocoa.
The other day I saw the vehicle.
Planting flowers.
I saw the vehicle park up on Canal Road by Jerry Pop, you know.
But he's a bodybuilder or something. Am I walking on it?
I don't know. Jerry Pop, you get to walk to move it?
Yeah, I don't know.
See what?
That, you see, and they don't addressing those things on them.
No.
And then you hear now the president of the Senate has to sit based on her availability.
Because she have a big work in Washington. That's so unfair.
But KB, the legal advisor to government, which is the Attorney General, see the amendments made in the lower house was not necessary. Now here I am going with this thing. Because this bill caused a lot of controversy in Grenada. People vexing, people calling you stupid. All kind of thing about that bill. The legal advisor to the cabinet and the country of Grenada by extension say the changes made to the bill in the lower house, that in the House of Representatives, was not necessary. So, and I say it on the radio last time I was saying, to me that disrespect to the representative, the people who they vote, because somebody who they select saying...
They had the majority there.
Hold on, KB, listen now, not majority. Somebody who the people reject twice, but the government select them.
Yes.
So the people reject the AG twice. But she's the legal advisor to the cabinet and Grenada. She say the changes made to the bill in the law house was not necessary. She was the one when NNP was in power say go and protest. Raise your placard and take any matter to court. She disrespect the lower house. Because they didn't listen, consultation. But they go in the Senate with the availability of the president of the Senate because she could have come. Because she could have left Georgetown University and come with students to go to church. So the Senate seat. And the same AG sits in the Senate. And the bill was passed with plenty of amendments. So KB, that nonsense. The lower house say they had some amendment. You say it was not necessary.
And she's in the Senate?
You there in the Senate passed it with more amendments. You have to go back to the lower house. All Real FM Parliament was saying, the opposition was saying, have some level of consultation so we go avoid the very same thing was happening. The very same thing was happening. You have to go in one house, amend it, go in another house, amend and come back in another house. So you might have other amendments in that house to go back. So like Alice in Wonderland. And that was the crux of the matter, Igwe. The Parliament of Real FM say, have some consultation. So when the bill reach there, you already discuss what people look comfortable with and so on and fix it. But no, the leader, the Attorney General,
she shouldn't comment.
She say it was not necessary. But where she sitting,
she was part of the debate. That's my problem. She was part of the debate.
You don't see this thing is nonsense?
She was part of the debate. If she was part of the debate, how you could come and criticize after you finally come to a conclusion?
We'll make them
442-0175.
No, but I had to speak on that.
442-0175. The number to call, ventilate, express yourself.
So school children say, KB, because when you go and ask if she's a citizen, I want you to ask them that too. If they have a read of section 25 and section 26 of the Constitution, and what deals with the appointment of senator, because the one says, when we say a senator shouldn't walk in cess and thing, that is section and then we go on.
Okay. 25
and 26, that is the appointment of senators.
Yes.
And school children say, so if, there's a caveat here, if a citizen of the US, she can be president of the Senate, and the president of the Senate is a senator chosen by the president. So, KB, it is important for you to find out if the human is a citizen of America. Because you see now, it's a nation of laws.
She can hold that post.
And a lawyer, the best lawyer, is the prime minister.
Yeah, he should know better.
Let me take the call.
Hello, 442-0175.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
All right, KB, Master Carl, all your good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I heard a little discussion recently, and I hear you gentlemen just mention it briefly. Now you talk about nepotism, which is very important in our discussion. Now, I for one recognize that in order to keep the same old heads of the old NDC from getting vexed with the new look NDC now, they had to put them in certain little key position. Now, if they don't do that, it's going to come back to hurt them. And the Prime Minister in his clip mentioned this thing about nepotism. His government wouldn't tolerate that, and they will put an end to that. Now, gentlemen, There is no if and but about it. All who are given work now is party affiliates. And if you're not a party affiliate, you could pipe it and smoke it. They will get rid of you. And that is what they are doing. I have echoed that sentiment before the election, and after the election, I continue to echo that sentiment. Now, this bill is because this bill they're trying to get approved and passed is a bill that will give people some leeway in government, because you have one individual or some individual being paid high salaries, have 1, 2, 3, 4 position in this government, like there is nobody else that could do the kind of job that this one person doing 4 and 5 jobs entail. The salary, no, the bill is to keep it secret that the salaries that they are paying these people, they don't want it to go outside, because some of them have been paid high salaries. So they don't want people to know. So this bill must be approved for them so that they can hide their own secret among the masses. So when something come out, they could say that's a lie. And that's so. And they could investigate where it come from. This is what they are doing to our people. But I am saying their desperation today, when people speak on radio, different radio programs, and voice their opinion, these ones, so-called party hawks and party affiliates, when they meet you on the street, they tend to want to belittle you as though you don't have a right to speak of things that is offending you and hurting you. When it was the NNP forming the government in the last 2 terms, you could have heard them on all kinds of programs. There is one known program in St. Paul's. You could have heard him speak to the width of his mouth. You don't hear nobody take objection to him. You could hear them calling on another famous program in St. George's between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. You don't hear nobody take objection to what they say. But as soon as you call on a program, whether it's from 6:30 in the morning to 7, or your program, or another program in St. George's, everybody's offended and telling you, shut your mouth, you're not speaking things that they don't want, they want to hear. So if you don't speak in what they want to hear, you should shut your mouth. Give them a chance. That is their time now. These are the issues that we're facing now. No, I don't see it as their time. Anytime a government has been elected a party has been elected into government, is to serve every individual, whether it's brown, yellow, pink, green.
Correct.
That is your service to the nation. That right. Everybody, you have to serve them. Not you serving one set of people and saying, that is our time now. Who is our time? What is our time? And you're going to government and doing stupidness since you've gone there. People talking about road program. I just see every year I see road program, asphalt being fixed in the repairing road all over Grenada. They're repairing, they're doing concrete road all over Grenada in the previous government. Now they're asking you to give them a chance to continue to do more stupidness. When you go there, when you go there in government, when you apply yourself to be a candidate or a leader, and you get the chance, you have to have the know-how. You got to have the privilege to govern, not guessing, not whooping, not wanting to know. People don't have to tell you. You don't have to employ 10 10 and 15 advisors to advise you to do stupidness. This country belongs to Grenadians. They must have a right to speak on what offend them. And that is my take. When you're offended about something, it's because something is not right. When you see things that is not right, you must be able to speak about it. And this is my take. And this is why I say, free Grenada. The revolution had said that. No, it was then. Now we're in a democratic system. Please, let the democracy of the people be heard. The right to speak, the right to make decisions, the right to choices. Let the people's voices be heard. And very soon, I don't pray for that. Very soon, Grenadians will understand what kind of government we have voted in
True.
office to govern the Grenadian, because I don't see a sign yet of development coming from these guys. I haven't seen nothing new, because everything that was there was on a platter.
Yeah.
Everything, and they cannot complain. They make plenty money there, and that is one good thing I hear they say. That is the only lie I didn't hear. They make plenty money in the treasury. So, gentlemen, continue to echo
the
sentiments of the poor people in this country. They just want us to talk about that.
No.
Continue to speak about what is happening, the governance of these guys. Let people know that they are not worthy, or they have not put the trust and confidence in the people in Grenada, Carriacou, and Pittimatnik. Thank you very kindly.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling.
Man, talk a book there.
Yeah, man, thank you for calling. 442-0175. Call, ventilate, express yourself. You know.
A school child say, one thing an NDC supporter was saying, one person is holding too much positions.
Yeah.
It's pissing them off.
Especially
because a lot of them, they could spread it.
Yeah, man.
They could spread the thing.
Who is the treasurer of the party? She have about 4-5 position.
Yeah. So she making what, 15 grand a month? I'm just saying.
Every board meeting she attend, she getting paid.
Yeah,
man. Once you're on a board, you're getting paid.
You go within wrong business.
Yeah.
Let's take the call.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Carl.
Hey.
I want to know the latest about Mr. Pierre, the Deputy Commissioner of Police, what they do with him. Thank you.
They say they send Mr. Pierre in training school.
Nah, man.
What here happened? Based on school children and based on information to suggest that this administration believes that Mr. Pierre has too much influence
on the police force.
But they sending him in training school where the children could suck influence from him.
Yeah. He building a different squad.
Once you don't argue with corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, and how are you?
I'm good.
Okay. It is said a fish rottens from its head. And I've been saying for the longest while, NDC must self-destruct. Now we see the head, the leader of this administration remove itself from the finance of the country. Now we know what would happen to the rest of the fish. As a matter of fact, we would have observed that some parts of the fish started spoiling already. We would have observed that. Some parts of the fish are going bad already. But the head was just there. Now that the head is no longer there to sustain the body of the fish, we know what we expect. NDC must self-destruct. I'm going to repeat it with no apology. NDC must self-destruct. Many of us alone will time is longer than time is catching up with them. Let's see how long they're going to try to hold on to time. I know they cannot hold on to time because time does not belong to them. Time, it's almost at an end for them. To self-destruct, they must self-destruct. I'm a prophetess, but I'm saying it. They must self-destruct. After the head would have get what he wants, we're going to see what is going to take place. Mark my word today. Mark my word today. And I'm saying it again. What is yet to come for Grenada? I'm listening.
All right.
Is it a question that who holds the most secret gets the most positions? So, does Black Wizard hold any secret? Does Jerry Hopkins hold any secret?
Yeah, he might have secret.
Does Mr. Rahman hold any secret? Does Dr. Lane hold any secret? Does Miss Sen Bernard hold any secret? Does Mr. Romain hold any secret? These are the questions one has to satisfy themselves with. Let's take the call. Does Mr. Rahman hold any secret?
Master Carl, yes, I come back in there. Master Carl, school children said they were selling granite again.
Well, they position themselves to fatten it.
That is why the man he get away from the Ministerial of Finance. They say
Disposal of assets.
Some Miss Andrea, I don't know where that woman from. She on the board. They say they're selling granite. So I will do some investigation and let the people know what's going on. You understand? As I said, I don't bright as y'all, but I hear that. School children say they're going to sell granite. That's why he take himself out. The Prime Minister take out himself from the Ministry of Finance and put Mr. Conrad, because when the thing starts, they won't call him Mr. Conrad, going to take all the blame. But the next thing is, where's Brother Tillman and them? I don't hear in Nazim. I don't hear in none of them that say they love Grenada. I don't hear in none of them say nothing. Nothing at all. And this is to say they love Grenada with all what's going on in this country. Have a good evening. I'm listening.
Igwe, questions, you know. Some big questions. You know. You could answer them?
Me?
Igwe.
Nepotism.
Let's take the call.
Hello?
Hey, afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, afternoon.
Hi, how you doing?
I think
You there, man?
Now you hang up.
You listening to the radio?
You listening to the radio, you have to listen to the phone.
Yeah.
Call back caller, but listen on the phone, not the radio. 442-0175.
Yeah, Igwe. So, does any secret? The man I'm holding, I don't know. I really don't know, Igwe. But the thing grimy.
I tell you the thing getting grimy.
Because nepotism.
One person have 6 jobs.
442-0175. The numbers to call.
6 jobs for one person.
Call Venti.
So KB.
Hey.
I was up in Union Island a couple of weeks ago. And while there, you had real seaweed.
Yeah.
So I was talking with a few guys out there. I say, watch, don't worry.
Grenada government.
I say, when I go down, I will tell my Prime Minister to send up a couple net for all. So, Mr. Prime Minister, of Grenada, the people in Union Island need help with the seaweed.
Yeah.
You can interfere with the seam or something up there.
With the net you promise.
The net and them will plan to get Caribbean integration. Help them out with some net up there because you could have, you say you're confident on you dealing with seaweed, man. Just shook up some nets. Just shook up some nets. So the brothers in Union Island, Mr. Prime Minister, they need help. Because I know it's fishing and things they just do. And they see more something.
But I'm to the seaweed we are down here.
No, you don't reach here yet. But if you control it up there, you go, let's go come down here.
That is true.
So you go a forward thinking.
Yeah. I think you're in front.
Because I believe what he say, you go chop the seaweed. Yeah. So Mr. PM, please help the man in Union. When you chop it up there, you're not reaching Carriacou and in Grenada. Because you what say that, you know, not me, you know. And the supporters cheer, you know. When you say you go chop the seaweed, they say, yeah. Now the seaweed coming down. Mr. PM, the police, the RGPF, they don't have transportation. They complaining. When people make report, they can't move with dispatch.
That's strange.
You promise you would have fixed all ills. As old people say, KB, he had the remedy for all maladies.
Yeah, man.
You go fix police station. You go pay them pay and grade. You go give them. You go outfit them. You go change the police name. They want vehicle now. The Western Division one vehicle. Eastern Division one vehicle. You just go and thing. And one of our school child say, the man a call and say they cleaning all the roadside. You see that preparation to plant weed.
By the road?
Yeah, he say how they cutting deep in people's place. They will cultivate the road with weed. I don't know that why school children say, not me.
You abandon that.
He say weed and our route. They will plant on the roadside. The Central Division one transportation. Traffic department don't have. The South don't have. Because you had remedy for all maladies. You promise. Like a man say, this present Prime Minister is the most promising Prime Minister Grenada ever have.
And the police take the bait.
The police want your help, please. No. How about that?
You had private session over there, man.
Mr. PM, make a better try. Please. Don't make no mama guy. Please. Mr. PM, I don't want you to end up, as the people say, like Bishop, because they call along the spirit. I don't want people to say, you like Bishop who mash everything up. I don't want people to say that you is brathway to leave us with the cow shit. Mr. PM, so you have two things I want you to do, apart from anything, but for today. Help union people with the seaweed so you reach down here. Send up a couple net. And the police, they want uniform. Because the church don't give them shoe and thing again. The church used to give them shoe. Mr. PM asking you.
Please.
And don't bullshit them and tell them you give them fringe benefit and pay and grade when you know it won't happen. Don't do them that. Because I could remember when you spoke about them on the campaign. One of my police friends say, watch. That's the first time they address the police in an election campaign. They were happy, they jump up.
Yeah.
No, Mr. PM. They watching on the ground like if they money lose.
You have to belly cat now. You have to belly cat.
Mr. PM promotion. They say this thing going on, jogging on too long. They say if it is true that you want to promote persons in your detail who don't do exam, yeah, some of them they in the detail, KB, to be honest.
Yeah.
They qualify based on thing. You have two, I don't want to call their name.
Yeah.
But you have one of them, I thought he should have ranked long. So if you want to give him the rank, don't cause the fear of wanting to give him the rank, cause it to hold back the whole promotion. Mr. PM, the people are not acting. Because the deputy commissioner acting, you revert him and send him in training school. So what's about those orders what he acting, what you don't pay? Because give me that thing about Mr. Andrews with money, because it's money. I want 2 clips there for the Grenadian people to hear. I want a lot of money because Grenadian deserve a lot of money. And I want Mr. Andrews so they could find money, because the police tell me to ask those questions on them. Find monies.
Here's the excuse that will be made. The excuse that will be made is it's a lot of money.
Hold on.
Well, Grenadians,
You play that one clip and stop. Don't play Mr. Andrew yet.
here's the excuse that will be made. The excuse that will be made is it's a lot of money. Well, Grenadians deserve a lot of money.
Mr. PM, the pay and grade is a lot of money. And the police deserve a lot of money. So let me hear Mr. Andrew now. Because we establish now that the pay and grade is a lot of money. We establish that the person who have been acting without payment need a lot of money. So don't give us an excuse and say it's a lot of money, because Mr. Andrew, listen what he say.
He could find it.
So don't worry your head too much.
So the police worrying.
About
Go on.
Empty treasury. Empty treasury.
Don't have money to pay the police.
In the NDC, we have the exposure. We have had the exposure. Good? And we know what to do.
To get money.
To find money. To look after the needs of our people. And as I have the mic, let me say, as we go around the country and we speak to our people, that's a topic that they always say to us, we go pay salary late and we don't know how to run a country. Tell them that we say we know how to run a country, and tell them that we wouldn't pay salary late. All right? Tell them that affirmatively. We're not going to pay salary late, and we know how to run a country.
So Mr. Andrew, Lennox Andrew, Minister Lennox Andrew.
Police need your help.
The police want the money for those who are acting since September and they don't get paid. Mr. Andrew, you know how to find monies. The pay and grade. Because you promise. Because is you what I say, promise make promise deliver, you give teachers money. Give the police this now. You give nurses money. Give the police this.
Yes, man.
So we had that clear, because the PM, I don't want to make excuse and say it's a lot of money for the pay and grade. Then Mr. Andrew say
he could find it.
Don't worry, he could find money. So Mr. Andrew, I ain't saying that with noise. Soberly, the police who been acting and didn't get in pay from since September, find the money and pay them, and don't tell me it's a lot of money. The police, because you were so brave, Mr. PM, you say from since 1995, nothing was done. Do something about it. Because Mr. Andrew said I could find money. Find the money and pay the pay and grade. And whilst you at it, finally come money for transportation for the police.
Well, how the police will transport?
Ask the Prime Minister.
How will they perform?
So let me take a call if you are there.
Hello?
Hey. Hey. You're speaking low.
I don't want to speak too loud, yes.
Yeah.
We have a little problem. I don't know whether some mistake was made in the treasury, but my fellow citizen said to me when she went for her money last month, she got almost $2,000 more, and nobody told her anything. She's afraid to spend it because she don't know
if they go ask her back for it.
if they go ask her back for it.
My advice, so see that $2,000 more, don't touch it. Leave it there. Because they could set it now.
They could be setting up.
But if she pension, she go for it, and she can't take it until they give her.
Yeah, but remember the PS in finance say these things are not happen. He said that when they asked him the last time about the overpayment, he said he didn't hear about that, but those things just happen. So without fairness to them, those things just happen. So maybe it just happened.
Yes, because she concerned, so concerned that she had to rest back the money there.
So she's very much concerned.
Concerned a lot about it because, I mean, she said she can't go in jail now, she can't take now.
At her age, going in jail is out of context.
But she should be able to spend them.
And then so she happy, then she want to know she has so she
Well, a new Minister of Finance take office from on Friday.
They say he was not here yet.
You know, he's supposed to come back Friday. So after all the fall and frolic, I hope no intoxication and hallucination and misdirection take place over the weekend. Because I think he some buy, they say a man post up something where he has some buying battery. So I hope no intoxication, neither hallucination or wrong direction take place. They say the Congress running a bad on this, so I just. Yeah. Because they say pension is a fixed monthly amount, yeah. And that shouldn't happen. So my advice is to the lady, don't get tempted, because remember, the devil was coming all different ways.
She normally get $2,000.
Even with the sons of God, when they go to
how much she get this time 4?
She get 4 plus.
Now pension is a fixed amount. So if she don't custom getting that, let her don't get tempted. Don't end up in contempt.
Okay, then I will tell her that then.
All right. Take care. All the best.
How things going otherwise, Mr. Carl?
Eh?
How things going?
What are they? Are trying to bring information to the people until the Ancient of Days ready for me, one way or the other.
Until they go stop you just now.
How they go stop me? Stopping me is out of context. The time when they could have stopped me, they didn't stop me. Now they can't stop me.
Play you his man, Mr. Carl. Play you his man.
From sacrifice derive benefits. And sacrifice is giving up everything you have for someone or something else.
Mr. Carl, you heard the commissioner disappear, so you watch.
Commissioner disappear.
So you don't know what could happen.
Man, them could only for a while. You could fool people sometime, but not all the time.
You know, is the person that's on the board, how do you call it board?
You what board?
The pension, the salary board, and say you get a promotion.
I think Mr. Khanat was promoted, and I think he's one of the negotiators.
So they can negotiate it and without him now.
I don't know, well, but he know what he. I walk around with him, we negotiated and things together. I should have an idea of how things go. But I hope they say the one who pays the piper calls the tune. I hope that will apply here.
Well, that will happen, Mr. Carl. People is hurting, you know, and they hurting bad, you know that.
Yeah. People hurting.
Have a good evening, Mr. Carl.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for calling.
They say Mr. Khan was in state. Somebody say they met him and they shake his hand. So here, so that person could link him. Let me go on.
Hello?
Listen to your phone.
Again. Master Carl.
Hey.
On another program, you were empathizing with your parliamentary rep. That was good of you anyhow.
I'm being
but do
fair.
you know the onus is on him now as it relates to the 2 previous clips that was played? You know the onus is on him now to find that money?
To fix the police?
You know the onus is on your parliamentary rep now to find that money based on the 2 clips that you played. You were very empathetic with him the other day. So you need to do something and speak to him, because the onus is Grenada depends on him now, you know. With this a lot of money Grenada need, and we go find money to pay. Your parliamentary rep have to find that money.
Listen.
Master Carl, you have to find that money.
Before you go, let me tell her that.
I don't know how we doing it, where he going to do it,
Those-
when he going to do it, but he have to find that money.
Those
Master
among-
Carl, you have to look out for your parliamentary rep.
I'm looking out for him.
Okay.
Because don't go yet. Those among him is already looking for somebody to replace him because they meet me and KB and they tell us that KB.
Yeah.
They tell us they're looking for somebody to replace him.
Yeah.
So putting him in finance, if anything go wrong, they don't care. Putting him there, they don't care. He's one that they could think with.
If you get tarnished, you get tarnished.
Because he's not one of the joker, he's not one of the queen, he's not one of the king.
A loose card.
He's a jack, a knave.
4420175 numbers to call.
The queen and the king and the S outrank him.
What minutes we have again?
15.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
4420175. Call. Ventilate.
Blow the fuse.
Express yourself. And seems as though.
So we have to get the net out, Mr. PM, because the seaweed and them start to come now. The net. Some fishermen say they go outside there, and this thing they see now, they do small.
A school child has swam to the plane.
The man give all the reason why the plane can happen out airspace and walkers and all kind of thing. This guy, mouth open.
Yeah,
What's fly?
Experience. Inexperience.
Can you please bring the program on to 6 o'clock? It is too short because it is very sweet. I am enjoying it. Have a good afternoon.
Well, we have to speak to management. We can't just do that. So.
Well, Master Carl, if you have to send someone in a battle, you send a soldier. You don't send a farmer.
No.
You don't send a fisherman to fight war. You send a soldier to fight war. Ministry of Finance, you could say what you want about Gregory Bowen and Dr. Mitchell. They did a fantastic job.
Even Anthony Botswain.
And exactly.
Because
you see, you have to be careful with the nation finances. You understand? It's not your business.
Okay, we listen
it's
this.
the people business.
If a man has to rely on the gratis of a party to take him out of debt, and you say, and the next one, we know the records of him and financial institution, and you're sending these people to negotiate on behalf of the country, why you expect go happen, KB? So that is why the 70 million for the Western Main Road project was lost.
Yeah.
And here what is vulgar about it, you know? The holder then, as it then was, of the Ministry of Finance, it don't go in. An important project like that, and at the same time, you boasting out highway from Tongue to Sotes.
Yeah.
You boasting out highway from Tongue to Sotes. You have a money to fix the Western Main which you could get. You don't go in.
And you lost it.
You sending a man out now to plant flowers, and school children say move with goods late. I don't know.
44201.
This thing all right.
Hello.
Kerry,
Hi.
give Dr. Mitchell all his stuff. That is one of the best man was passing Grenada. I could have controlled Grenada. I don't know why he leave all that money there for them to say we have a lot of money in the treasury.
But Kami, if he didn't leave that money, they was dead already.
Thumbs up. Canadians.
Thank God
I
he
would
leave
say,
it.
what do you want about Dr. Claudius Mitchell? Give him a thumbs up. Hey, Doc, a thumbs up from me. I give you a thumbs up, Dr. Mitchell.
Kami every...
Hey, what do you want to say about Kit Mitchell? Kit Claudius Mitchell. A thumbs up for you this afternoon, sir. Hey. So what do you want?
You
Alright,
Kami, you're welcome to praise him. You're welcome.
Yes, man.
You're
You
welcome.
dropped me from church this evening, today. And I like Dr. Carl, Master Carl.
You call me Dr. Carl now? Thanks for the promotion.
Take it, Master Carl. As the management, you need to go a little longer. I ain't mind giving you something, you know? I ain't mind if I have to donate us $5 to extend that program a little longer. Grenadians enjoying it because they're getting the stock.
All right, take it.
All right, I'll have a blessed evening.
Thank you.
And enjoy your list. How you Grenadians? Don't worry about it.
So even myself and KB was moving one day, and he meet a gentleman and he tell KB, and if KB remember, KB, how Kit Mitchell could leave all that money in the treasury? So me and KB was like, by We couldn't answer the question. And after I look around and I understand, KB, if Keith Mitchell didn't leave that morning in the church,
He'd have been on different meds right
we
now.
dying.
Crap or smoke with pipe. That the old my grandmother
And they don't
say,
even have the decency
put something below the mattress.
or the courtesy to say to Dr. Keith Mitchell, thanks.
Put something below the pillow for wet days.
The one that sell the rav food.
Yeah.
The one that sucking cocoa and planting flowers want to disrespect Dr. Mitchell in Parliament. You understand?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, in the bill, and Dr. Keith Mitchell think, how can I think they're so disrespectful? You call it a deviant. But they go on. The hard way. KB, I want the Prime Minister to come out and tell us about the man and the true situation and what he know. And if he didn't make any phone call as relates to the RAV 4 KB.
Yeah,
if he call anybody and tell them if anybody go get payment for the RAV 4, I want to know.
Like corruption in
A
high
school
places.
child, you know what?
Corruption.
A school child just tell me, a minister they in veranda cutting saltfish to sell. I don't call any name. You go put the rest
He
together.
gone back in that again.
They in veranda cutting saltfish to sell.
He gone back in that again.
He should have some eggs too.
He gone back.
Because saltfish and egg do it good.
Yeah,
But you know the only person.
you know that we think?
The only
Yeah,
person. The only person the NDC could depend on is the Con Mitchell. No one else. That is why they always want to.
What about Mr. Andal?
Andal
is the deputy political
Andal,
leader.
the only mirror they have is Deacon Mitchell. That is why they all wants to protect him.
Because I will agree with them, you have to guard him jealously.
That's the only, and what is crazy, he don't make no attempt to protect himself because he look at the vehicle and almost crash with him.
Oh, school children ask me to ask what is the situation with the black van and then the car or something, I don't know.
Look at it again.
This is some black van was in some place in St. David's, in some garage. I don't know.
Look at this.
He crash it again, the next one crash.
I don't know, school
Look
children.
at, because he have to protect himself. Look what happened to recently. A man hold his security and take the gun from him. He's the Prime Minister's security. Because I remember when Uncle Tilly came from Mexico, they lost his passport on the plane. They bring in a gift for Castro in Cuba. The gift lost on the plane. You see the Prime Minister position. You see that honorable position, and you have to be guarded and protect it. You cannot live it vice versa.
The office of the Prime Minister is a serious office.
A serious office.
Let the man drive
And you
himself.
must have, for instance, you need escort in the front and you need protection in the back. So if the PMD in the middle, you even protected front and back. You cannot have the Prime Minister and drive him anyhow and get him crash.
KB
with a vehicle.
KB around the carnival time, I saw some photos with the Prime Minister climbing some piece of wall. I say, how they could have the PM climbing wall or scaling wall?
You can do what you want.
I don't know. I find that thing was so ordinary.
When you be a Prime Minister, the security have to advise you and tell you cannot go there.
Yes.
You cannot eat there.
When you move in, the security in charge of the movement.
You can tell the security where you're going. The security must determine whether it is safe enough for you to go in this direction.
Can't tell, when night come, you can't tell the security go home. You
go
take
home.
it
You
from
go in
here.
a line. You could do that. You go drive for yourself. But you can't do that.
You can't.
No. You Prime Minister. The point is that they guard in that office. You know, chaos could happen in the country if something happened to the Prime Minister today. Chaos.
And KB, let me tell you something. When you're choosing the detail of the Prime Minister, every person on that detail ought to be vetted.
Of course.
So you can have men
drinking,
while us drink and get drunk.
A man holding him and take gun.
Intoxication, hallucination. You can have these people and them. And if you used to take load, once you become a member, you have to stop. Because you don't know what could happen. Next thing when you take load, something happen to you.
But they beat one of them and take the gun?
Yeah, but not only taking gun, they could blackmail a man. So
exactly.
So the security at risk.
You have to vet the security.
And if he taking counsel, that would not never happen with that person.
No.
Because Mr. Thomas could have tell him about that person already. So that's to tell you. He don't have nobody in charge, that he think on autopilot.
No, you don't take the office of the Prime Minister serious.
No, you don't take it seriously.
You have to take it serious. Because you make sure no one desecrate that office of the Prime Minister.
The security to the Prime Minister is of paramount importance. Even persons who drive.
Drive him.
They have to be expert in defensive driving. Like, they have to know. It's like something you have to synchronize. You don't wake up tomorrow morning and come nothing.
You know we drive on them is boss, right?
Yeah, them fellas and them.
Yeah, man, we drive on them is.
No, but Dr. Mitchell had good security.
Yeah, man.
You could say what you want about Dr. Mitchell's
man could
security.
drive and
it was good security around Dr. Mitchell. You could feel them, you could see them, you could feel that.
Why this strange? What is this strange thing? After June 23rd, some men just go by that Prime Minister and walk it.
I mean, they just go there.
Like some men don't leave the station and go around there, go around the Prime Minister and stay there.
What is it, Indy?
What else do you?
People wasn't vetted.
So how they just...
You have a crew of men, you see how when in 8:30 they're going to take the vehicle from Dr. Mitchell?
Yeah.
You just have some men so waiting.
Oh, so nothing was properly organized, put in place, vet.
Because when election time come, basically, KB, what should happen? You have to have a backup detail in case power change. Not persons just leaving the post because of the political affiliation and just go.
Yeah, the person must qualify.
Yeah, man. What try to go and when they do get through, they retire from the working. Because they saying as they win, they go be in it. They don't want them. They didn't want Christopher Columbus in Italy. They retire.
Yeah. All right. 3 minutes to the
Let me take the last call.
Last and final call.
Yeah.
Caller, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, just last. You know, the security. I talk about that on a radio station and I get some relics. Because this person, that's a very important person. And I find that the security is lapsed. You want to tell me with that accident, just like you say, KB, because I live around where Keith Mitchell used to live up here. He was my neighbor. Keith Mitchell always have his security properly, one in front, one behind. You cannot have it unprotected. Listen to me. I see him the other day in some cooperative bank, if I see correctly. Somebody just come from behind and just give him a hug up like that. You don't do these things. You're an important person. And he laughs. And not only that, you talk about a man. I know I'll get licked for that, but I say you're playing jab. You cannot do that as a leader of a country.
You don't even whine, you don't even juke.
Wait, I'm not finished. For security reasons. Suppose somebody just decide to blaze a set of gun. You know who gonna get KB and Carl? Everybody inside there, you know.
Yeah.
And what about the people who not playing jab? Everybody had to be dirty. No, you don't do certain things as a leader. That's not proper behavior. So I found that I talk about it and I get real that he is lapsing with his security, and I said that I was concerned about that is that could you imagine an accident? Somebody to run into you where that a car should be in front, one should be behind.
Of course, yes. Of course, yes.
Properly protected. Let me tell you something. I live up here in Keith Mitchell. Secure once, and you could say all you want about his security. I don't care. Listen to me. I don't care if Keith Mitchell or Deacon Mitchell had to have 20 people around. But they are important figures.
Yeah, you have to be protected.
Properly and adequately protected at all times. Don't you all agree?
I agree with you.
I
agree with you. Quiet. You see, Honorable Deacon Mitchell have an important position, and you need to protect the office of the Prime Minister. You need to take that seriously. Anyhow, thank you. What did he?
Yeah. We good? All right, folks, I'll see you on Wednesday. We out. Have a blessed afternoon and don't drink and drive. Walk and drink.
You asking me